sleeping in Grand Central Station. It's okay. You're sleeping with me.
Live up, it's okay. Live up, it's alright.
As the years they pass us by, we stay young to each other's eyes.
Oh my.
And no matter how old we get, it's okay. As long as I got you, baby.
Live up, it's okay. Live up, it's alright.
Your love is my love, and my love is your love. It will take an eternity to break us. It will take all the stars just to hold us. Your love is my love, and my love is your love. It will take an eternity to break us. It will take all the stars just to hold us. If I should die, just every day. Don't cry, 'cause on earth you wasn't meant to stay. And no matter what the people say, I'll be waiting for you after the judgment day. Your love is my love, and my love is your love. It will take an eternity to break us. It will take all the stars just to hold us. Your love is my love, and my love is your love. It will take an eternity to break us. It will take all the stars just to hold us.
So na 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 yeah yeah. No 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 no. So na 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 yeah yeah yeah. Na 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 boy boy boy. So na 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 yeah yeah yeah. No 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 no. What a policy, me turn on the TV. Yeah, the first thing is crime beat me. What a controversy, catching a briefy boy. And all he said that I'm a film baby. What a piece of shame, the economy gone on the drain. I'm steady for one is to be blamed. What a piece of sign, the youths they must lose their mind. Police murder 7 time, but is there where I can find true love for life? Is there time where I can find true love that is divine? Is there where I can find true love for life? Is there a place? Is there a time? I've been looking all of my life to get you to sleep up and don't give up. I know we can make it in life. Just be focused and be obnoxious. That's not the righteous road of life. Get you to sleep up and don't give up. I know we can make it in life. Just be focused and be obnoxious. That's not the righteous word of life. But is there where I can find true love for life? Is there time where I can find true love that is divine? Is there where I can find true love for life? Is there a place? Is there a time? I've been looking all of my life. I see my people fighting. My people do the right thing. The Almighty keeps watching, watching. Why you come to leave us? See my people fighting. My people do the right thing. Mine's a little bit lightning, lightning. Why nobody's not coming to nothing? But is there where I can find true love for life? Is there time where I can find true love that is divine? Is there where I can find true love for life? Is there a place? Is there a time? I've been looking all of my life. What a policy, turn on the TV. Yeah, the first thing is crime with me. What a controversy, catching a breath by. And Mary said that's enough for baby. What a piece of shame, the economy gone off the jail. Them say the poor one is to be blamed. What a piece of sign, the youth they must lose their mind. Police murder 7 time, but is there where I can find true love for life? Is there time where I can find true love that is divine? Is there where I can find true love for life? Is there a place? Is there a time? I've been looking all of my life.
So I need to know how if you're hearing me well. So just let me know in the comment section if you're hearing me. Are you hearing me well or no? Just let me know if you're hearing me. 100%. All right. So shalom to all my brothers and sisters, everyone that is on the live right about now. All right, so I'm going to discuss today about some things that is going to happen. One of the things that's going to happen for the islands is the final saturation, which is going to make it 100%. We had some rain today, which is going to accompany more thunder showers. All right, so we have more saturation on the way for Trinidad. Trinidad is not even a full 99, or sorry, not a full 100% saturation yet. All right, shalom to you, brother Julio Rosenberg. Shalom to you, Commander Julio. Also, you know that when I start to talk, everybody will understand. All right. So that's the reason why I asked if you all will be hearing me well. So if you all are hearing me well, fine. You know, it's the best thing, you know, to actually be here on this live right now, because I'm going to discuss some things with you all. And what is the hindrance? What is the hindrance? Hi, what's up to you, brother Kareem? What's the hindrance, folks? What is the hindrance blocking you from hearing me, Sharon? Any hindrance that I can avoid the hindrance? I had a very extreme vision last night. Before we jump over into that vision, Frank, what's up, Frank? Frank had a vision too as well, and I just want to make this live a little short. I want to make this live too long, all right? Because I talk about a lot of things already, and I teach about a lot of things already. Miss Brave Boy, welcome. All right. All right, all you hearing me now, right? I just want to make sure you hearing me. One of the things I want to talk about today is about the saturation. All right, the saturation right now for Trinidad is 99%, exactly 9%. All right. Hope that you all are hearing me a little better now, because we are 21 people on the live, and I hope to see at least 300 people for what I'm going to say today. All right. First, again, just testing 1 2 3, making sure that you all are hearing me, because when I start to talk, I don't want to repeat myself. Shalom to Commander Asa and to Commander Luita. Shalom to Belinda Rosenberg. Shalom to Sister Janissa and your kids. Oh my God, they may be at school. It's ticking. What do you mean it's ticking? Could you explain the ticking part? All right. Are you hearing me now, right? Is it better? Is it a little better right now? Oh, I need to talk louder. Are you hearing me now right now? Testing 1 2 3. Are you able to hear me right now? If you're hearing my voice up and going and coming in between, that is because Facebook is the one who doing that. All right. Facebook is the ones who doing this right now, so maybe I need to talk a little louder. So when I talk a little louder, you all might be hearing me a little better. All right. I'm gonna check out one of the things there. One of the things to check here. Just give me a second. Let's check the things here to make sure that the sound quality is optimal. Let's see if I could just try up the volume a little bit. Oh gosh, volume. Alright, that might run on the battery. Alright, I'll read up the volume. Alright, let me just do something again. Alright, so that should fix it, guys. Alright, you all hear me better, right? So I just looking to see all you hearing me there. So I could just turn this a little bit. So, alright, so you can see the sun. Alright, so we live right about now. Hi to all the guests, everyone who's on the live right now. Alright, I hope that you all are hearing me right now. I'll put up the volume now. The volume wasn't that high. The volume is at maximum right now. Alright, for the Caribbean island, for Trinidad, there will be another hurricane coming soon. Alright, the hurricane will come to complete the saturation. The hurricane that is coming will be a Category 3 hurricane, and I'll tell you all, a Category 3 hurricane must come to begin the destruction for Trinidad. Because what happened is, when the hurricane comes, the hurricane is going to begin the dismantling of the crust of Trinidad. All right, as what is happening right now in Indonesia. So what is happening right now in Indonesia is that Yahuwah calls it the crust displacement. All right, so the crust displacement will happen in Trinidad. Is that okay? The crust displacement will happen in Trinidad very, very soon. Alright, so that means, yeah, outside live, Sister Coco, what's up? So that means that the saturation needs to be 100% for the cross displacement and thing to happen. If you slant your phone, let me say, if you slant your phone at least 90 degrees, if I slant my phone, I could see a huge face manifesting right there. There's a huge face manifesting right there right now. That's what I look like manifesting there. Maturin. Maturin is a place in of Venezuela, of the tectonic plate of Trinidad, and also had a vision of Caropano. I know some of you maybe hear me pronouncing the name a little wrong at sometimes, but I just trying to refresh your mind on the things that I teach. Now I had a vision about the Caropano and Maturin. That vision was yesterday. So it's like I get up, I went back to sleep and I get up to drink some water and I fall right back into sleep. And when I fall right back into sleep, I fall right back into the same vision about Carupano. Alright? Carupano is a very active tectonic plate for Trinidad. Again, the Carupano tectonic plate is an active tectonic plate for Trinidad. The Maturin tectonic plate is an active tectonic plate for Trinidad as well. Alright? Paloma is not really, Paloma is like the epicenter of the main tectonic plate for Trinidad. Now, I never teach you all about the epicenter down Venezuela, but I think it's time to, open your mind to a different understanding of certain things. So, the Carupano tectonic plate, right? The Paloma, there's an epicenter. Paloma is the epicenter of Carupano. Please take note of what I'm going to say here. All right. Carupano is the Paloma. All right, of the coast of Venezuela. Paloma is not far from Caracas. That's where everything starts right now with Mudu and all these kind of things happening right now in Carupano or Venezuela. Alright? So of the western tectonic plate there is Carupano, alright, and there is Maturin and Paloma, which is the epicenter of Venezuela. The epicenter for both Venezuela and Trinidad is Paloma. So take notes, Paloma is the epicenter for Paloma is the epicenter for Carupano and Maturin. Alright, Maturin is a place in Venezuela. Alright, I just explained myself over and over. Alright, okay, we're going to talk about the vision that I had. It's specifically about the end time. Alright? The vision that I had last night, folks, is about the end time and how the end time manifests. Now, I'm just going to talk certain things. In fact, I wanted to go to Elohim now. I'll be talking about certain things, and I wanted to go to Elohim now and ask them on the things that I'm going to reveal to you today. Alright? So the things that I'm going to reveal to you today, let me just turn on this thing. So my screen is like hot, but I can still see it. All right. So as I was saying before, all right, the vision that I had, I hope I went too long. What we're seeing there, but I see faces manifesting there as well. All right. So my vision really Trinidadians is about the war that is going on in Venezuela. There's a war going on right now in Venezuela. Now the same thing is going to cross from the sea to come Trinidad. because Trinidad is not far from Venezuela. Trinidad is about 7 kilometers from Trinidad. All right, 7 kilometers from Port of Spain to Venezuela. Venezuela is like a stone throw away, guys. It's not far. Matun is not far either. Carupano is not far either. Understand? But I just want to explain something, right? The Carupano tectonic plate is the active tectonic plate for the whole of Trinidad. It's for whole of Trinidad and Trinidad and Tobago, but Grenada is on the interlocked tectonic plate, as I teach you all. All right. Grenada is on the interlocked tectonic plate. That means that Grenada, when the 8.5 earthquake happened of Capanio or Curapano, whatever you want to say it, when that 8.5 earthquake happens there, all right, Grenada will not feel that effect. They might feel a little shaken because of how it will happen. Now, to take note that the Maturin tectonic plate now supplies the weight or supplies the shaking. Excuse. The Maturin tectonic plate now supplies the weight now for the southeast of Trinidad. So if the earthquake happens, if ever shakes the tectonic plate, Maturin, Paloma will be in a sort of limbo then. Alright? Paloma will be in a limbo because the fact that the shaking didn't really exactly happen in Carupano, but it happens Maturin. Once the earthquake happens Maturin, the whole of South Trinidad is going to be destroyed. I'm telling you one time. Once the earthquake happens Maturin, because that is where it happened the last time. The last earthquake that happened 21st of August 2018, it happened exactly Maturin. Alright? If it had happened Carupano, the whole of Port of Spain would have felt it with a more violent way. But because the Maturin and Carupano is two different tectonic plates, as you see on the drawing that I have, and the reason why the shakings will be different. That's the reason why the volume of vibration will actually be different. All right. There is a civil war going on right now in Venezuela, and that civil war will come over to Trinidad in a few days from now. As I told you all, in 2018, the beginning of January, Trinidad will become just like Venezuela. Trinidad will intercept the same way of Venezuela is, and we actually entering into that zone right now, folks. We enter into a phase where Trinidad is becoming like Venezuela because just last night they actually passed a law. They're going to pass a law by Monday 12 midnight into Tuesday morning. Nobody is allowed to waste water. You can't use any hose anymore. You can't wash your car anymore. You can't water your garden anymore. That is the law. That is the same thing happening in Venezuela. The same thing happened in Colombia. The same thing happened in Aruba. The same thing will happen. The same thing already happened in California. So that same war, guys, is going to manifest here.
Like this, when I lay down on my bed, and I thought about the God I serve and all I'm going through.
And it was like really intense. It was real intense. It was a real intense vision that I had. And the vision started off where I was like on a journey. I don't know if It seemed like it was Africa. It seemed like it was Trinidad. It seemed like it was India. It seemed like I was everywhere. Europe, every single way last night. And I end up in a certain place. I don't know where the place is. Don't ask me where the place is. I don't know where the place is. I end up in a certain place. And when I end up in that certain place now, there was a warlock. Now the warlock now wanted to demonstrate his power. And he wanted to show me that his power is more greater than Elohim power. Let's see if I can just load on this actually too high. So the screen was fried. Alright, and this is the vision that I was telling everybody that I had. And I'll say the vision that I have there. And what I saw, guys, is that the warlock went across by a house close by to shift into the superpower or superhero body, however I want to say it, right? Shift into that body, and then he come back. But before he could have come back, I snapped my fingers and destroy him. Before he could have come back, I slapped my fingers and he was destroyed. All right, so then we was talking. I was talking to some other people there. I went Africa, I went South Africa, I went Nigeria, I went Uganda, I went Venezuela, I went Europe, I went Grenada, I went every single way, every part of the earth. I even went in the churches, guys. I went and I visited all the churches, and I was telling them about the ancient truth of Elohim, and I was trying to reach out to them and tell them about the ancient truth. And what even shocked me too, I went to all hospitals. Every hospital on the earth, everybody who in the hospital, I visit everybody who was in the hospital. I went to every hospital and I visit everybody in the hospital. Now, when I was actually discussing and telling the different people about the ancient truth of Elohim, telling them about, Yahuwah, Imaya, Lord Yahushua, some people laughed at me, some people mocked, some people scoffed, some people accepted, and some people were made white. It means that the garment were made white the moment they accepted the ancient truth of Elohim. So here what? After a little while, guys, when I visit everywhere, I come back to the starting of the vision. I came back to the starting of the vision exactly where I start to do all the wrong, and I start to visit everybody and make sure everybody knew about the ancient truth in the spirit. So this is done in the spirit. In the spirit, it's very clear that the ancient truth is being taught in the spirit, because in the natural, people will reject it. Although in the spirit, some people reject it, but some people accepted it because they understood it from in the spirit point of view. Please tag someone to listen to this live. Please invite as much people as you can invite. Invite 50, invite a lot of people and some people to listen to this live, to what Brother Marvin have to say. Because the fact that I came back right where I start, guys. And when I came back and I start, and it's like I start doing over everything. I start going back to the hospital. This is a second time. I went back to the hospital in the dream. I went back here, I went back there in the vision. I went back everywhere. And the last place I went is some place in Trinidad. I went. And when I went there, guys, I saw the heavens. Wow. I saw the whole sky just open. Beautiful colors. I tell you something that you never ever see in your life, guys. I saw beautiful colors, and then I saw a bright gold light. So bright. A bright gold light. And when that light was so bright, then I see a long trumpet. And then I see Archangel Gabriel. Yes, Archangel Gabriel started to sing the trumpet, guys. Oh my God, I was shocked, because what he did was, when Archangel Gabriel manifested with the trumpet was facing me. So I was feeling the blast of the trumpet, guys. I feel the full blast of the trumpet from Archangel Gabriel. Now this happened this morning. This is not a dream that I'm telling you about from Lex last year. There's a no vision that I had this morning. And when Gabriel faced the trumpet towards me, the trumpet was blasting in front of me, guys. And then I actually transformed. Yes, I transformed. I went back to Uganda. This is the third time I went back to Uganda. I went back to all the hospitals. And when I went back now for the last time in the hospital, some people who rejected the first and second time, they accepted the third time. And some people who accepted the first time rejected the last time. And some people who accepted the second time rejected the last time. And some people who accepted the second time or the third time accepted the third time. All right? This is nothing to laugh about, folks. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Because when that happened, folks, I went to every country on the earth. Every continent I went on the earth. And where I went was a place in Uganda. I don't know where this place is in Uganda. But when I went to this place in Uganda, it have these elders, guys. These elders sit down like if there's gods in Uganda, in Africa. They believe as though they are gods. So they are seated like on thrones, like. And I went up to each and every one of them and I started judge. I started judge every one of them. I started judge them, guys. And when I started judge from a side, right, the trumpet now started sung louder. And what happened was a major shift happened where Uganda become right in Trinidad. Uganda and all the people that are gathered from all the different realms. Remember that three, eh? Three guys, three. All right, three. I went to 3 different realms, and when I gather them, when I gather these people, and I bring them, we gather in Port of Spain in Trinidad. You hear what I'm saying? We gather in Port of Spain in Trinidad. And when we gather in Port of Spain in Trinidad now one of the elder brother came and tell the other brother, he say, don't listen to this guy. He reflecting about me now. He said, don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to he. He brainwashed. He brain dead. Now, at that time, guys, I was still I wasn't in my glorified body yet, you know. I wasn't in my glorified body yet, but I was seeing myself in my glorified body, but they wasn't seeing me in my glorified body. They was mocking, scoffing. They you know, some of them even spit on me and all these kind of disgusting things that they did against me, folks. All right, in the spirit, I'm talking about in the spirit. These people wicked, evil. All right, and then now, after when I start to judge each and every one of these elders and them, these elders and them represent real high ranks demons, folks. High ranking demons. We're talking about high realms here. We're talking about the realm of darkness that exists in this dome. We're talking about the realm of darkness that exists on this flat earth. We're talking about the realm of darkness that exists here. We're talking about these elders and them is high ranking demons. You hear what I'm telling you? These elders and them so high ranking that they're talking to one another and saying, who's this guy? Who is he and who is he? They could have seen me in the spirit, guys. They could have seen me, but what they couldn't see is I am who I say I am. They couldn't see that I am the messenger of Elohim. They couldn't see that they couldn't see that bright light in me. But when Gabriel began to sound the trumpet again, now remember I told you the first time the trumpet was sung, it was blast on me. It was blast on me, guys. It was blast on me. I could have feel the wind, the blast from the trumpet. I could have feel it because it was on me. He turned towards me and he blasted, and it was in the east. It wasn't in the west, the north, or the south. It was in the east that Archangel Gabriel appeared and blasted the trumpet to me. All right. And afterwards, now, when I judge them now, when I judge the elders and them now, Uganda now and all the different islands, all different people come in Port of Spain. Everybody was in Port of Spain. And all of a sudden, I hear boom. And when I hear boom, I hear badang. And when I hear badang now, I saw the Twin Towers in Port of Spain collapse. I saw the Twin Towers in Port of Spain collapse. I saw I saw things that I don't even want to explain to you all what I actually saw. Because I don't want to run people off of the life. I don't want to run people off of the life. What I saw will scare the hell out of you. Alright? But I'll just give you a little snippet. What I saw, right? What I specifically saw, I saw, well, when I heard the boom song, the earth cracked open. The Port of Spain was split wide open like boom. And Port of Spain was split wide open. And then demons now. Now demons come up. Demons came up from out of the demons came up from out of the crack of the earth, from out of the split of the earth. Demons came up, guys. And when demons came up, they began to torment different people. These demons now is not the normal demons that be in the churches. These demons is high-ranking demons. These demons have power. You understand? Not the so-called demons and them people, the pastors and them, the so-called casting out in church. We're talking about high-ranking demons, the ones who don't care. We're talking about high-ranking demons here, folks. Ranking demons. Alright? I won't go into the further details. But you know that, I'm telling you what coming. I'm telling you what's going to happen. That mega tsunami, before that mega tsunami happens, between Panama City and Caracol, before it happens, so that have to go through. They have to go through a torment. Because they torment the messenger of Elohim. Because people in Trinidad and the Caribbean islands and people throughout the earth didn't listen and be in unison with the triunity of family and didn't want to obey the messenger of Elohim, they will suffer the consequences. Because things supposed to be different. We're supposed to be going through a different shift. But that ain't happening anymore. We're not going through that shift where Elijah will come and Elijah will be a witness. We ain't going through that anymore. No, Elijah ain't coming here anymore. We're done with that. Right? We're done with Elijah coming here. Elijah is not coming back. Enoch is not coming back. They are not coming back. I am the witness. Alright? I am the witness, and I am witnessing every single thing that's going on the earth. Everything that's going on the earth, I am witnessing it, I'm seeing it, and I'm taking record of everything. And I am the one to report back to the Father every single thing that's going on the earth. Although there are other recording angels who have that power and authority to record certain events happening. All right. So for what's going to happen now, because you know that reject the ancient truth, because Caracol, all these different places, Venezuela, all these places, reject the ancient truth, what will happen is a tempest. A tempest will come. A time of sorrow will come upon the Caribbean islands. You think that the murder rate, that all the murder one another, and you think that is just you think that is scary. But you just wait for that tempest to come. That tempest will be dread. Because not only Trinidad going and face that tempest, but all the islands that is considered as the Caribbean islands. All the islands that is considered as the Caribbean islands will face that judgment. And that judgment will begin today. Today, beginning today, that judgment will begin. Alright? I am the one, and I could say exactly which nation or which country will be judged. Now, people didn't know, nobody don't know that I have that power. I do have that power, and I could say all the countries who will be judged. And according to the balance of evil and the balance of good, the balance for certain Caribbean islands is completely zero. Because they're so evil, there's no righteousness in them. Just for example, look what's going on in Trinidad right now. They're studying carnival. I speak in prophetically, supernaturally. I speak in things in advance. They actually seen it happening. Now, all the people who used to be like following my visions and for my page, you don't see them around now. You're not seeing these people because these people now going party and liming and drinking, smoking, fornicating, all these kind of abominable things. These people practicing these things. Now, I want people over and over and over repent and come into the ark. Now, there are many people who say, Archangel Samuel shouldn't say this, and I rebuke you in Jesus' name. Jesus have no power, folks. And I keep saying that constantly to Trinidadians, to people in the Caribbean islands. I keep saying Jesus Christ have no power. There's no power in Jesus Christ. If you can't see, there's no power in Allah either. If you can't see with your own eyes, if you can't see with your own eyes that there's no power in Allah, there's no power in Buddha, there's no power in Krishna, there's no power in Parvati, there's no power in the psychics. The psychics, them have no power. They don't have no power of their own. They are puppets of the Illuminati. And I keep speaking this over and over and over and over. I keep reminding you. I keep trying to give people pointers in between of what's going to happen. Nobody is taking heed of what is coming. Because the mountains in Trinidad, you see the little mountains that we have, those mountains will begin to collapse soon. Because the final saturation that's coming, guys, the final saturation, let me talk about Trinidad. The final saturation that's coming for Trinidad, you see the mountains that I have around Trinidad, it will melt. These mountains will begin to melt because the rain, the pressure of the rain that will be coming. That rain that will be coming, they declare, right, the meteorologist office, they declare that we are in a sunny season. They are not Elohim. They can only tell you, well, well, we're going to be sun and rain today, and they could predict that way. But the truth is, they don't really have no power. You feel me? They don't have no power. They don't have no alignment. They don't have no authority, guys. Everybody could open their eyes and see for themselves. These Methodist people, they are brainwashed. Just like UV seismic. No different from UV seismic. I make sure my battery up to mark. Alright, I have 30%. So let me just put my phone to charge there. As I was telling you all, if people ain't wake up, let me just plug it in there. If people ain't wake up and see exactly what's going on, I don't know when they will see it. See if I'm right. Bad weather is coming. Terrible weather is coming. And I'm not sure that people really are aware. This has nothing to do with carnival rain. They say that carnival rain, that's bullshit. That's tradition shit. People need to come out from that atmosphere of deception. If people come out from the atmosphere of deception, they'll be able to open their eyes to see the truth. Look at what's going on in Trinidad right now. The government walking over the people. You know why? Because the Illuminati have much influence in the earth. Well, I understand what I'm saying. Once the Illuminati have enough influence over the earth, folks, once the Illuminati have enough influence over the earth, then they have influence over your life. As long as you're following the traditions, as long as you're following the celebrations that they invented to enslave us as a people, as long as you continue with that atmosphere of deception, you will continue to be slaves. So let me talk about the people who talking about Malcolm X, and they say Malcolm X was a good man, Martin Luther King, and they were all puppets of the Illuminati. Although they used to talk about black lives and all that kind of shit. If you all do your research, you will know what Archangel Samuel talking about. But some people are so blasted lazy. Right? They're so lazy, they don't want to do the research. It's like they want me to research for them when they're supposed to be researching. I don't understand why people are opening the eyes to understand how serious this hour is. People could laugh, people could mock, people could stop, scoff and say whatever they want to say at this point of the time. But I'm telling you, what's going to happen to all your ass? What coming? What is already on the way? What's going to happen? It will just happen suddenly. It will happen suddenly, but before that happens, Trinidad must experience the final saturation. And the final saturation means the mountains in Trinidad will melt. The mountains in Grenada, Dominica, all these places, all the places that have mountains will melt because the mountains will block the tsunami. And Yahuwah don't want to block the tsunami. He don't want to block the tsunami from destroying these Caribbean islands. He will melt the mountains. The mountains will melt like wax. That's what it means. There's a verse that speaks about the mountains melting like wax at the presence of the Most High. Mountains don't just melt as wax, so guys, it needs to be saturated. The only how a mountain can melt guys, is if the mountain is being saturated. Melt in other words specifically means landslide. It will be like a terrible landslide, all right, when the presence of the Most High comes forth. So when the presence of the Most High comes forth, the mountains will melt like wax. It means, guys, that the mountains will melt because of the saturation. The Bible ain't telling all of the truth, but I telling all of the truth. When that verse speaks about the mountain will melt like wax. All right, let me get somebody to find that scripture first. Find the scripture where the mountain will melt like wax. I can't remember what verse it is right now, but it just came in my spirit that the mountains will melt like wax at the presence of the Most High. And put that verse there, put the verse in the thing so I can discuss it there now. The mountains will melt like wax at the presence of the Lord, the presence of the Most High. The word melt as wax specifically means a landslide. It specifically means like the mountain will become wax. Some people specifically think that the Lord talking about Yahuwah, them talking about the mountain will come like wax. No, the mountain will melt like wax. It's something that it will have a sort of wax effect. That's what's going on around the earth with the saturation melting the earth. That's what happened in Indonesia. The same thing I'm explaining now is the same thing happening in Indonesia right now. All right. So now you all have an understanding what the mountain melt like wax is. All right. So let me just All right. So I want to bring a commander on the live before we close off today. I want to bring a commander on live before we close off this segment. Right? And I want to know which commander will be available to come on camera, because you will have to come on camera. That means that people will see you when you come on camera. All right. What else to talk about? What else we could discuss? Bring up a topic that we can discuss, because I think I talk about mostly everything to everybody, so I don't need to spend 3 hours, or I don't need to spend 3 hours on the live. I don't need to spend that long anymore on a live anymore, because I believe I covered enough things that people could go back and learn certain things. So I'll wait to see if any commander will be coming on the live. You know, people could laugh. People might be laughing at what I'm saying and things, but that doesn't do me nothing really. I have the power to judge the nations. Alright, so the people are divided and blinded through religions. Through religions, people are blinded, and through religions and traditions. Now, I want you all to understand the difference between religion and tradition. Religion have to do with Jesus Christ, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, New Age bullshit, all this kind of New Ageism thing. Right, that is what poisoning the souls of humanity. That is the reason why they can't see the true light of who Elohim is. That is a blinder right there. That is a blinder on their eyes. So religion is what blinding humanity from seeing the true light of who the creators really is. All right, or who they really are. So they remain enslaved by the Illuminati. They remain enslaved by the Illuminati if they depart from all these deceptions. If they only depart from all the deception, then they will be able to see the truth, which is the light of the triune eternal family. And what is really happening around the earth, many people is blinded. They are blinded by the desires of their flesh. Like carnival is a desire of your flesh, right? Because I was seeking after you. A lot of people say, why destruction? God should hold your hand, and a lot of people say Elohim should hold their hand. You know, who are you to tell Elohim to hold their hand or to have mercy when you are not walking in alignment? You have no right. You understand? You have no power, no authority to come before the triune, the Holy of Holies, to tell them who is holy. You hold your hand. Who the hell you think you is? You see, a lot of people think they have that power and authority because they're going to church, and they think that because they have certain dreams and visions that they think that they could talk to the Creator anyhow they want. It is impossible. They'll just give you a little blie sometimes, so that you will have an understanding. But who are you, people who walk in unrighteousness, to tell the creators, all right, who to judge and what nation to judge, or what to do or what not to do? You have no rights. You have no rights, no authority whatsoever to specifically say what the creators could do or what they cannot do. All right. So let me see if I can add. Let me see if I can add Brother Julio to the live there, boy. We're just going for 1 hour, don't worry. We won't spend forever. Alright, let me see if I could bring some people on the live. Let's what to do that. Can I click this? Alright, okay. I don't really, Brother Julio, you need to Julio, you need to update your messenger. I'm not really seeing that you could actually do this. You need to update your messenger for me to call. Joshua too, I'm not really seeing that here, bro. A lot of you all, your app is not updated well. If your app is not updated, it will be impossible to see that. Let me see if I could add some people will. Alright, so let me see if I could add some. Alright, Sister Alolita, I'm giving you a follow. You need to update your app to get for me to call. Update your messenger and it will work. Alright?
Man to man is so unjust. Children, you don't know who to trust. Your worst enemy could be your best friend, and your best friend, your worst enemy. Some will eat and drink with you, then behind them sus upon you. Only your friend know your secrets, so only he could reveal it. And who that got it, let them wear it. Who that got it, let them wear it. Said I throw me con, in a call no foul. I say you cup, clap, clap, clap. Yeah. Some will hate you, pretend they love you now. Then behind they try to eliminate you. But who jobless? No one curse. Thank God we're past the worst. Hypocrites and parasites will come up and take a bite. And if your night should turn to day, a lot of people would run away. And who does let them wear it? Who does
was a certain place in Los Angeles where oil was seeping out into the streets and stuff like that. You remember that? And Facebook took down that video really quick. Some of the people might still have that link up. So if you have that link up, no problem. Also, after the oil was seeping up and stuff like that, after then began earthquakes in Bakersfield, and after Bakersfield, then they began earthquakes in Ridgecrest. Right, so the earthquakes that happened in California begin in Ridgecrest, and up till now they are just they're just cutting the path for the whole of California to slip into the sea. Right. Also, you also know on when the earthquake happened, the two double mega catastrophic quake. I shouldn't say catastrophic, or catastrophic is different. When the two mega quakes happened in California, that switched the fault line. The San Andreas fault line was switched, and it now runs from Bakersfield to Ridgecrest, from Ridgecrest straight across to Kansas City, Oklahoma, which connects back to Florida, and then from Florida connects back to this place again, Las Vegas or something like that, right? So let us explain that for you all. Just look for the live. Let's look for wherever you can find, and pull up that there. So the San Andreas fault line has been switched. It now runs from a different direction. All right, but I'm going to explain the difficulties and things that is going to happen in California. If you all remember when I spoke about the bowl. Right, the bowl, right. Go back and look at the live when I spoke about the bowl and what Yahweh is going to do with those who live in California inside the bowl. Alright? Those are things that I've already spoken about quite a long while already. So, those are things that you all should already be looking upon right now. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some really hardcore study here. And I'm going to explain to you all some things as it comes into future, as it comes into my spirit. I'll be explaining that to you. So, what happens is I am going to be showing you my mouse, right? I'm going to be showing my mouse. Make sure that you can see my mouse. You should be able to see my mouse displaying on your screen, a white mouse, right? And I will point out to you where the crown is. I'll point out to you where the eyes is. I'll point out to you where the nose is. I'll point out to you where the mouth is. I don't really have an arrow to really point exactly to where I wanted to point right about now. Don't have that arrow, but in future should have the arrow. But I don't have the arrow right now to point and show you all exactly where but just watch where my mouse is, and if you watch where my mouse is, you should be able to see. If the mouse is being disabled for you, I would like for you all to specifically state, yes, I'm seeing the mouse, so I know that you are seeing the mouse, and it's not being blurred out by Facebook. This is very important. There's an important live. And after this live, I'm going to be explaining again and again. I have to explain again about the earthquakes that happened for Trinidad. The earthquakes happened for Trinidad, the mega catastrophic, 7 mega catastrophic. Remember, it's already 7 mega catastrophic is mega catastrophic plus mega catastrophic earthquakes going to trigger those tsunamis in the Atlantic Ocean, in the North Atlantic Ocean. This is the place. You need to be Carupano, Maturin, Tucapita, Gurare, Sogonas, Diego Martin, Arima, off the coast of Blastichez. Those are places where we will begin earthquakes. Earthquakes have already begun already. As you see, I've already spoke about these things already. This is the life that you need to be on to learn more in depth of your creators, because that day and time is approaching. You need to learn who your creators are so that you will not be deceived. Archangel Samuel is the only one on the earth that is teaching you the accurate truth of anything on everything in regards to Elohim's divine glory, divine presence, divine judgment. Alright? This is the life that you need to be on right now. We are using Facebook as a platform to reach people from every race, from every religion. We are trying to reach out to everybody as soon as possible, trying to reach out to people. We know that some people will not listen to anything that we are saying, and it's okay. It's just that those who don't listen now will face the consequences in a few days from now. To recap what happened yesterday, 22nd, yes, there was a shofar song did, a trumpet song did, not a trumpet really, but a shofar song did in the east of Trinidad yesterday, recorded by Archangel Samuel. Also too, there was a tornado that touched down in Texas 7 days after there was a strange shofar song. Yes, a strange shofar song was sung in Texas. And then yesterday, after the tornado, I think it's yesterday, right? Yesterday or the day before yesterday, after the tornado touched down in north of Texas, I think it's in north of Texas, not sure. After north of Texas, when the tornado touched down, if you all remember, I want you all to remember well when there was a storm that hit Texas last week. There was a storm that hit Texas. Now Texas is getting tornadoes. There was also earthquakes that happened in Texas last night into this morning. So Yahuwah them, they are advancing in their plans right now to bring destruction on the earth. Alright? So there are a lot of earthquakes happening in Texas, and I told you already, half of America will be separated in 7 different regions. Trinidad will be separated in 3 different regions, Venezuela 3, which includes Colombia, Ecuador, Argentina, all those places I've already explained already. Indonesia is already separated. They are being destroyed from within with tornadoes and earthquakes. Also too, as well, there's a bushfire that is rushing through Indonesia and certain parts of Indonesia. Now the question remains, Indonesia is surrounded by water. Where does the fire come from to keep up that zest? That is because Yahuwah is actually burning the earth. Yes, it is written in your Bible. If you want to read the Bible, read the Bible. It is written in the Bible where Yahuwah will burn 1/3 of the earth, which include Indonesia, Argentina, Ecuador, Trinidad, and all those places which is a part of the 1/3. Now, to everybody who will be listening here, certain parts of the earth is not having fire because they are not a part of the 1/3. If you remember, 1/3 of the angels fell with Lucifer, right? 1/3 of the angels fell with Lucifer when there was a rebellion in heaven some thousands of years ago, very ancient times. So this now supposed to open your eyes to understand who are the 2/3, who are the 1/3 of angels that is in the flesh. Right? So there are 1/3 of people on the earth who are angels, and the other 2/3 or the other 3/3 of people, they are not human beings. And who we talking about? We're talking about the reptilians, and then we're talking about the reptilians, we're talking about some of the New Agers and some of the Sky Watchers and all of them. They are not part of Yahuwah's 1/3. Right? So Yahuwah is trying to save this 1/3. This 1/3 that angels fell, those 1/3 are very special people that is in the flesh, which includes the tribe of Benjamin, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Naphtali, the tribe of Judah, and etc. and etc. Alright? So I want you all to also understand too as well that Indonesia is a part of that 1/3. Ecuador is a part of this 1/3. Well, Grenada, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Dominican Republic, Haiti, St. Eustatius, all those places are part of the 1/3. Right? Those are fallen angels in the flesh. Right? I want you all to understand the places where fire is happening. Those are the places where destruction will be inevitable. Note, the beginning of January 2019, Yahuwah began his destruction plan, which began in September of 2018. You all may be hearing me renouncing it over and over and over on my live. That's because I try to remind you all of what time it is right now. I try to give you all an idea of what time it really is right now so you all will understand. Alright, so now we're going to get into clouds. What is clouds? Clouds is the presence of our divine Father Yahuwah El Elyon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read. We're just going to read out the first set of verse to you, right? I'm going to read out the first set of verse to you. Then I'm going to point out to the public or to whoever listening on the live where how Yahuwah appears in the clouds. So the clouds, Elohim's presence. Clouds indicates the presence and the glory and the majesty of Elohim, the Holy Triune eternal family, who are the creators who agree as one, the Father, the Mother, and the Son. They are the ancient days, right? Which includes Abba Yahuwah El Elyon, Ruach HaKodosha Imaya, which is the Mother, Yahushua HaMashiach, which is our HaMashiach, which is dear beloved begotten Son, Yahushua, who did not die in any cross, but was crucified, not on a cross, but crucified by being hanged. Anyhow, we can go too deep into that. So we can only see 50% or less. Sometimes you might see 90% of Elohim in the heavens, but we will not be able to see a full 100%. yet. Until when we transform in our glorified bodies, we will be able to see a full 100% of Elohim's glory. So the reason why they do not reveal themselves full 100% because we are in the flesh and we could die if you know. So let's go. Let me just take you all into the scriptures here. Well, the part of the scriptures that really came from the book of Enoch, that came from different books that the Vatican removed from the Bible. Now I'm going to read from the book of Psalms. Now I want you all to, I don't know, this could be a little simple teaching for maybe if you all want to pull up your phones or whatever, and we could go through these scriptures together if you want to. You know, I just really keep talking here, but if you all want to pull up your phones and, you know, research these scriptures, is all right with me. Psalms 97, right, Psalm 97 verse 2. Clouds and thick darkness surrounds him, Yahuwah El Elyon, our Father. So I hear a lot of people saying Papa God and Papa God. Papa God means nothing. You're disrespecting him by calling him Papa, and you don't know who he is. So a lot of people say Papa God and Papa God and Papa God, right? If you all know the meaning of Papa, Papa is, you could call your father Papa, you could call your father Papa, your uncle Papa, your brother Papa. You know, that's without describing what sort of person they are. You know, they are elderly person, you call them Papa, right? The word God comes from the word dog. So there's no way you could disrespect our Father and say Papa God, right? When you're calling on Papa God, or you say use the word Papa God, you're calling on all the other demi-idols God, or you're calling on all the fallen angels who are hiding behind all those names, right? So clouds and thick darkness surround him. This would be an opportunity for people to raise up the volume in their cars, wherever they are. You know, letting neighbors hear the truth about the clouds. You know, sometimes they might come out your house and they say, boy, let me take a picture of the sky, and bam, you take a picture of the sky and you see something really out of the extraordinary, and you'll be like, how does it look like a man standing up in the sky? How does it look like an angel? So, you know, you see different things in the sky because of the times we are in, right? So because of the times we are in now, you will see supernatural things in the heavens. Alright, you will see supernatural things in the heavens. That's the reason why you are seeing iridescent clouds and beautiful glory coming from the New Jerusalem kingdom. So let's imagine, right, when Yahuwah really revealed himself in all his majesty, all his glory, and we are transforming our glorified bodies to be raptured or taken out of this world. Alright, and you see the true glory of the kingdom of the Most High. When you see the true glory of the kingdom of the Most High, right, you will be so astonished and so shocked. You will have no remembrance of what takes place in this world. You will have no remembrance of your life in this world. But when you come forth before Elohim, you will be told all of the things that I'm telling you, all the things that I'm telling you now in the flesh, right, it will come to remembrance on that day. When you appear before Yahuwah, Yahuwah will tell you all the things, because there is a list, or there are recorded angels that records everything to do with our lives. And if we haven't repented of certain things in our life, depending on how detrimental it will be, we will not be able to actually get there. We will not be able to get there. Might be able to just reach by the gates just to see inside. You won't be able to enter inside. So that means that you're still outside waiting to be judged, although you're being raptured. So although some of you might be enraptured, you will not be able to go inside. You will be able to remain outside, and you'll be able to see inside from outside. Some of you will be taken directly inside, and you will be seeing outside from inside, right? So you'll be able to see the earth from where you are, and the state of the earth, everything will be divine when that time comes. That time could be sometime very, very near to our Shabbat. And you will be seeing every single thing that's going on the earth from the heavens inside. But those that are outside will not be able to come inside. So like they will be outside, want to come inside, they will just have a simple visit, and then boom, they'll be back down. I want to explain this to you all again, one more time. Let me just explain this so that people could maybe take some notes. When the rapture or the catching away happens, if your life is not in sync with Elohim standards,
and you still have the cultivated history of the ungodliness of Babylon within you. That's why I keep telling people, unlearn the lies of this world. Without unlearning the lies and truly committing yourself into righteousness according to the will of Elohim, you will not be able to enter into the kingdom, right? Although it might change some of your ways, there are certain things in your life that you still need to change to be completely ready to enter into the kingdom. Note, you might change certain things, but you mightn't be able to get in. You might just be placed outside and can't get in. There's no way that you could just pass an angel or a doorkeeper and just boom, gone in. It will not happen, right? I mean, that what the fallen angels want. They want that they could just walk in. But that is not possible, folks. Even if people listen to my life over and over, if you are tuned into my life, you should understand now how important it is to repent of wickedness, of ungodliness. You should repent. You should be awakened, fully awakened, right? But now remind me that coming Diwali, certain detrimental things is going to happen for the Caribbean, India, and all those different places, right? So coming Diwali, I think will be the 27th of October. All our understanding, write it down in your books if you have to. If I'm talking a little fast, I will try to slow down a little bit, because this is very important, very interesting as well, that you all should know the truth, besides what the Christian pastors and all the others who learning from a book that the enemy is corrupt, so that they can have you their way and not Elohim's standards. You are learning the lies of this world to to make yourself more independent in Elohim's righteousness. Alright? So Psalms 97 verse 2 speaks about clouds and thick darkness surrounds Yahuwah El Elyon. Now some of you might want to know what the El Elyon means. El means the, and Elyon, maybe we say El Elyon, right? El means the, and Elyon means the Most High. You don't need to write out the whole Most High words. All you need to say is El Elyon, which means El is the, and Elyon means Most High, right? So the Most High, right? Righteousness and justice are the foundation of His throne, right? I'm going now over to Job 37. Let's go over to Job 37 so everybody can see I am just not talking about things. It's there written. It's there written, man. You need to understand. This is the kind of teaching that people need in this hour. People don't need teaching about Christianity and Jesus and all the lies which which surrounds deception. People need teaching of truth. In order to truly be raptured and be caught away, you need to unlearn the lies of this world. I'll say it again. In order to be raptured or caught away or hapazo away, right? You need to be completely clean, and you need the ancient truth, or the ancient truth, or the ancient truth. You need the ancient truth, which is the true oil of salvation. Christianity, or whatever religion, or whatever belief that they taught you, is not the oil of salvation in order for you to be raptured. Heaven is a holy place, and if you are living ungodly and practicing witchcraft, opium, black magic, and worshiping idols, and all what your ancestors taught you were evil, unrighteous, ungodly, some of you might disagree with me because they taught you it is right to sin. That's what they taught you, is right to sin. They didn't teach you the foundation of heaven, the foundation of truth, because the world have no idea what is righteousness nor what is truth. They may have an idea, a simple idea of it, but it all leads back to unrighteousness. That is not righteousness, folks. Alright? Alright, so we're going over now to Job 37. Alright, let's go over to Job. We're going over to Job 37, verses 15 and 16. Let's go again. We're going to Job 37, verses 15 and 16. Alright? Do you know how Yahweh establishes them? And makes the lightning of his cloud to shine. Lightning of his cloud is the same lightning that you see coming down. You know, the different color lightning. Somebody might see a blue lightning, a purple lightning, and these days we see in all different color of lightning. The lightning represents foundation stones, 12 different foundation stones. Lightning represents the covenant of our Creator to as well. So all these bullshit that NASA, USGS, scientists teaching humanity is rubbish about lightning is caused by, this and that. And all the nonsense that they're teaching you is for you not to know about your creator. So the rabbit hole is real deep, real deep. And in order to come out from the rabbit hole, you need to truly awaken. You know, some people say they are awakened, but they're not really truly awakened when you unlearn the lies. When you begin to unlearn the lies, that's just the first step of your unlearning process. There's a lot that you'll need to learn in order to unlearn. So there's a lot to learn in order to unlearn. Alright, so Job 37, verse 15 and 16 speaks. Do you know how Yahweh establishes them and makes the lightning of his cloud to shine? Do you know about the layers of the thick clouds? The layers of the thick clouds, my brothers and sisters, right? Layers of thick clouds. We're going to look at that now. Where's the layers of thick clouds? Layers of thick clouds. This is the layers of thick clouds. The layers of thick clouds is where Yahweh hides himself in thick cloud. It's sad that the world don't want to hear the truth, but I mean, that's the reality of the end time. They will not want to listen to the truth. They will listen to diviners, they will listen to psychics, pastors, they will listen to televangelists, they will listen to people who think they know what is the truth, but they will not listen to the true foundation of righteousness. They will not listen to the ancient truth of Elohim and truly turn away from their ungodliness. I do not wear tie, I don't wear shirt and tie, and my head to be shining all the time. I'm not a politician in order for people to recognize me in the earth. I don't need that, right? I am the light on this earth. And some of you are the light too as well, but your life is not in sync. And if your life is not in sync in Elohim's righteousness, you will be left behind. I don't think people understand how serious this is. People will laugh at the honest truth, the ancient truth, but people will not laugh at the gospel, because the word gospel came from spell. As I explained a few days ago, the word gospel came from spell. And if you spell the word gospel, it's spelled gospel, which they actually got the word ghost from gospel too as well. Gospel, right? Remember that a ghost is a non-living thing, right? This is very, very detrimental. This is very, very serious, and people will laugh at the truth, because we are in the end time now. We are in the end time. This life should be shared a lot of time. People should be sharing this life right now, or now. People should be sharing this life in group. People should be sharing this life everywhere that they can share this life. But it will not be so, because people are stubborn-hearted. And you know, when people are being destroyed, and when Abba Yahuwah begins to really cripple the economy, because that's what he's dealing with right now. Yahuwah working on breaking down the economy. Once the economy broken down, folks, we're going to go to a dark world. What means there are going to be 23 days of darkness. When Tiantec, well, let's use Tiantec, the energy people who are responsible for energy. When the people who are responsible for energy recognize what has happened, they will be able, the ones who left behind, will be able to see the true magnitude of the deception that they were living under for so much a generation. Right? So that's what Yahuwah is working on right now. As I said that already, Yahuwah is going to begin lightning striking. Yahuwah is going to strike the energy, all the places where, like, for example, Power Gen in Port of Spain, Power Gen in Superior, the power company in Jamaica, the power company in America. Yahuwah is going to begin to destroy the main source of electricity, because that is electricity that the enemy stole from you, the people, and now they're selling you what they're supposed to provide for you free, right? Everything on the earth was created for us. It wasn't created for the enemies to take it and make it a product to be sold for us to make it into our business. This is the economy. The economy was created under false pretense by the enemies themselves, so that they could use their products to sell to us. And in return, that is an economy. People don't know what is an economy. Although the dictionary might have a meaning of the economy, the dictionary will never tell you the in-depth rabbit hole of the deception of what the economy was really built off. None of you will understand that. Even if you go in the dictionary and you research the word economy will come up with so much a meaning, so different, that, what is that economy and that. But the dictionary is not really giving you the real in-depth truth of how the economy was really built upon. Lies, deception, manipulation, human sacrifice, and the list goes on. In order for the economy to rise this way and to stay stationary or to stay stable this long, wasn't Yahuwah helping the economy grow? No. Yahuwah was providing food, water, the basic needs for us to live, right? But Yahuwah was pushed he was pushed in the side and being ignored, as he's still being ignored by humanity today. Right? Yahuwah was providing water, food, vegetables, anything that they could think about. And what the enemy did, they used the people who swore an oath to protect, to produce, and feed the people of Yahuwah Israel, to feed Israel, so that Israel will always have food. What happened to Israel today? Israel competing against the Most High. Why does it take Yahuwah to bring judgment on the earth for Israel to open their eyes? Now today, in this day and age, in 19th century, because we're in the 19th century, by the way, because it's what, 2019, right? We're in the 19th century Gregorian year, and there are a lot of cults, a lot of different cults rising up and thinking that them is Israel, them is Israelites and all this kind of thing, and but you can't be an Israelite and still supporting the agenda of your enemies. For example, the Hebrews movement, the Hebrews cult that is based in Chicago, Trinidad and Tobago, throughout the world. I think they have branches now in Australia. The Hebrews movement is a movement of deception, but it's funded by the Vatican themselves in order to tie up people so that nobody will not really know the deception. A lot of you will be pulled into deception, thinking that the black man really supports the truth, the intention of Elohim, right? That way Yahuwah will use somebody who is not a part of any cult, any political party, Yahuwah will use someone who is not a part of this system of the world. Only this person might be living in the world, they're not a part of the system of this world. They don't take part in deception, bribery, mockery, and all these different things, right? So, the black man, you know what the enemy did? The enemy used a black man to begin the Hebrews movement, right? The Hebrews movement is a cult, because the Hebrews movement does not stand for anything that is righteous. And the Hebrews movement is no different from the Christian and all the other cults, because they will only use one scripture to justify themselves. One scripture talking about the black, the Hebrews, them is black, the Hebrews is black, the Hebrews is black, and all they is black and black crime, right? Because Yahuwah is a racist, so there's no way Yahuwah will only be saving black people and only black people. So the Hebrews movement teaches people, teaches their congregation, teaches their so-called brothers and sisters to love only their own brothers and sisters who are black. That is racist, right? That is racist, completely racist. It's racist completely, right? To be saying that the Most High will only take vengeance on white people and not black people. That is completely wrong. People are not breaking up. People are not breaking up. But anyhow, I just wanted to give you all a definition of the economy. And all those who support the tour, there was an article somewhere in England that they found 39 bodies. Alright, let me be honest here. Right? I asked Yahuwah. Obviously, they will not give you the truth and tell you, well, it's really 100 bodies was found in that pickup truck. The lie and tell people it's 39. So I always telling you all that. Anytime they use the word, anytime they say 39 bodies being found in England, no, it's not 39 bodies. It's 100 bodies. 100 bodies was found in that container, and now the news article put it out as 39. Not to make it look, not to make it look too kind of fishy, but 39 bodies is not the accurate number of bodies that was found in that container, which was driven by a guy, I think from Ireland or whatever. So those bodies was to be delivered to the Queen. Yeah, those bodies was to deal. Those bodies are bodies that they take from different parts of the earth. You see people who are being kidnapped, right? There's something called human trafficking. Human trafficking doesn't just pass through one medium or one channel. The human traffickers are specifically working for people in power. Alright? Human traffickers doesn't just, I saw recently a documentary of, the police talking about human trafficking and stuff like that, and they, people, but they're not speaking and saying the people responsible for human trafficking is people of power, right? People of power is the ones responsible for human trafficking in every country, in every island. Because human trafficking is just not now being discovered. Human trafficking has been happening for as long as you have been here on the earth. Your great-great-grandmother, your grand, let me tell you something, human trafficking exists long time.
since in the days when the elites run out the Israelites and put them on slave ship and carry them different places to work on different plantations, right? Human trafficking exists since then, right? So human trafficking is not no new thing that the media now start to talk about. The media was hiding human trafficking for a long time. You know how long they're hiding human trafficking? They're hiding it a long time. It wasn't time for them to come out and talk about it. Then people would have wake up. People would have been woken up and people would have understand what is human trafficking. Then, I mean, they would have an idea why certain people are disappearing just like that. Right? You know, I explain to you all over and over and people doesn't take me serious. That's why when sudden destruction happen, you have nobody else to blame but yourself. You blame yourself. When you are not being raptured or not transformed, you blame yourself. You blame yourself. I am speaking things that happen in the future before it ever happens. Before it ever happens, we will warn you about it. Note, before any event comes into fruition, any event manifests in this natural realm, I will warn you over and over of what it is to happen, so that when it does happen, you are being warned already. So there's no excuse that I didn't know about this going to happen, right? I didn't know this going to happen or that going to happen. You already know about it going to happen, but you didn't take it seriously. You didn't take it into consideration. You sweep it under the carpet. That's like when the politicians and them come by a home and make promises when it close to the election, and they tell you, well, you know, we want to build a pavilion, we want to build a savannah, we want to fix the road, we want to build bridges and all these different things, right? And when they make those promises, then they come to you and they tell you, we'll do this and we will help you with school and we will help your children go to university, better education. All those are false promises, which comes with a price, right? It comes with a price because the government can't just give you what they want. It's called an election gimmick, folks, right? When they come in close to the election, they're making promises and telling you, well, A, B, and C, we go give you this, we go help you with that. You know, the government can't just give you what they want. It must come from the elites. If it not come from the elites, what do you expect to get, folks? Huh? Or you expect to get something, man? Yeah, your army orders supposed to be fully aware. By now, they're supposed to be fully aware, right? That when those in government promise you something, you will not get it until when it close to the election. When it close to the election, they will make it happen in one day. When it close to the election, folks, all the promises that they make to you, at least 10% or 5% or 3% of those promises does be met. After 4 years in government, and doing nothing for a whole 4 years, nothing for the people, right? But when they come in close to the election, then they actually fulfilling what they say they will fulfill. It's a gimmick in order to win your heart. You see how stupid you have been, humanity? You see how stupid you have been played over and over and over by your enemies. Because up or down, whether you vote or you don't vote, right? Whether you vote or you don't vote, if you are counted as a citizen in whatever country, right? For example, if you never vote in your life, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you are good. You didn't go and dip your hand in ink for the enemy, right? Or for the slavery of your generation, right? You didn't do that, right? But every time your government promises you something and it doesn't fulfill it, whether before elections come, a little 2-3 months before election comes, you see they start to do things that they promise you. That is in order to win your vote, right? To win your vote, so that they can go back in power again and they can delay on the promises. And when coming close to election again, then they will do something. They will do something that they promise, which is nothing really big they're doing, and nothing to really help or nothing to really, finance your generation, other than give the generation a bug, right? That is in order to win people, in order to win your soul. Those people don't know. People who don't vote all the time don't know, right? Once you go and vote, your soul belongs to the enemies. Let me say it again. Anytime you take your hand and you dip it in ink to whatever political party that you may be voting for, right? Your soul belongs to the enemy. You sign your soul over to the enemy. Voting means dedicating your life to a particular, voting, right, means putting your life at rest, right? It might be a risk now because they might be seeing that we're talking about eternal life, right?
voting on putting your life in a particular agenda, right? You all don't know, but I'm telling you all, it might be very decent things about people might not understand about what I can understand. I'm not a political person, I'm not into politics, I'm not into political understanding. All I'm going to say, the whole voting process is a deception, right? The whole voting process is a deception. The government belongs to you, right? Or your soul belongs to whoever you vote for, but it's really the enemies now. I don't really want to go too deep in this, right? I know certain people are, but certain people will be mad. See, you can just Samuel talking about voting and voting. Okay, he shouldn't try to mislead people into voting, and you know what I mean? But nevertheless, I'm telling you all, the whole voting process is a deep rabbit hole deception, right? Real deep hidden deception, boy. A deep deception, right? So I'm not at liberty to speak certain things on this live, as I know the enemies are listening to me, and they will try to target my lives and shutting it down and removing videos and doing all different things. And do you all know on a daily basis I'm having problems? Facebook telling me they're taking down the video, to take it down, or to mute audio. They're muting certain things I say, certain things I give you, certain exposure of the exploiting of the Illuminati, the exploiting of the government ministers, and all these different things that I've explained to you all. Facebook is muting. Yeah, they're going to the live, listening to it, and then they will mute it to the public. When you go back to listen to the live, it will be completely dead. You will not be hearing nothing at all. It will be like a silence, a whole 1 hour complete silence. No, it's not silence. It's things that are exposing that they don't want you to know about. Documental things that will drastically wake you up. That is the reason why it is so important to listen to my live while I am live. Because after the live, when you go back to listen to the live, you kind of get an opportunity to go and listen to it. They kick you out 20 times. They want you to get fed up coming back and listening to me. That is the agenda of the Illuminati, so that you remain brainwashed, matter of fact, and you remain controlled according to the agenda. That is the reason why Yahuwah, that's the reason why Yahuwah is bringing the world to an end. That's the reason why the world coming to an end. Nobody will listen to what I have to say, right? So that you can really seek salvation. You could really seek salvation. People don't listen to that at all, right? People not listening at all about that. You remember last I talked about the bread house, and actually spoke about why they bury the ancestors' bones under the red house. And people was like, actually just Samuel, you must have a way of smoking and all that kind of thing. Making jokes are serious things which should open the eyes. This generation loves evil, right? They love evil, right? They will support the agenda of the evil ones, right? Simple things. I talk about the red house, or they found bones, and then they bury the bones back in the same red house. That is invoking of spirits. That is a spiritual calamity waiting to happen for Trinidad. Right? There are a lot of evil things that you all don't know. You all don't know certain things. You all don't know a man can just take up himself and just go and kill somebody just so. It does just happen just so. It's called evil. Recently I saw an article in the Express. Right? I saw an article in the Express online that's speaking about this person from somewhere, Safari, I think. This woman from Safari, right? Said she went to the police and she complained until the police. She heard voices in she head telling she to do evil things to herself. And then she daughter and I think it's two daughters and she living in a house, right? It's about spiritual calamity waiting to happen on the island of Trinidad. Now, there's some main factors why this didn't happen yet. The catching away didn't happen yet. The mega quakes didn't begin to happen yet on land. Those are the minor things now, boy, right? Hence the reason why Yain passed strict judgment over Trinidad. Now, when I explained that last night to the public, to some of you on the live, you explain out of your own words. I didn't tell you. You explain out your own words that is obia, black magic, and witchcraft. Yes, it is indeed. But the people is not aware and not awakened. The people is not awakened of the evil things in front of their eyes. They will make stupid jokes and say, okay, just Samuel, give me some of that, some of whatever you're smoking there. You're talking one such shit, and you are the biggest jackass of the year. And all them kind of nonsense. I am clocking things to open your eyes. They don't want to open their eyes, folks. They love evil. They love evil. They love it. Right? They love it. The fact that evil is blinding this generation so much. This generation is blinded so much. Right? And they make stupid jokes based on their own dumb understanding. Being some dumb assholes. And not opening the eyes to see how evil and recklessness this world really is. Also, I can just Samuel, I don't see nothing wrong. One of the commenters, I can just Samuel, I don't see no problem. I don't see no problem at all. Why they go and dig up the bones and then they cry it in a lab and test it and come back and tell people, oh, those bones was tested and it's truly human bones. Leave the dead there. Leave them there. Why are they going to dig up bones and all this kind of thing? This is a serious agenda. A serious agenda. Oh gosh, boy. This is so devastating. So devastating this is. This is so devastating. This is so troubling. The world is so evil, and people will laugh at. They will laugh when I'm saying that's a simple thing. Oh God, just Samuel. Oh, why you ought to be talking like that? It's just bones. It's just why you going invoking the dead? You understand what I mean? Invoking the dead, right? Talking about your ancestors and your ancestors. And is your ancestors have you slaves in the first place? And you're worshiping your ancestors too. That is why judgment must come upon you. Judgment must come. Judgment will come. You're worshiping your ancestors, right? Your ancestors, the same ancestors that enslave you, the same ancestors that sold you. You worshiping your ancestors. You're supposed to despise your ancestors. Because the teachings or the story of your ancestors is lies, 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 lies. To make you believe and to make you honor your ancestors who sold you out for slavery. Your ancestors, boy. Your ancestors. Your ancestors sold you out. Sold you to the elites. Sold you to the wicked ones. Sold you to the evil spirits. Sold you to the principalities and the powers in wicked places. Is your ancestors, folks, your ancestors. The stories that are teaching you about your ancestors is lies. It's all for you to honor your ancestors who done evil things to you. Your ancestors are your slaves. Who sell you out? Your ancestors sold you out. Your ancestors sell you out. Sell out your generations to come. Sell out your generations. Sell them out. Did human sacrifices, human trafficking, all these different things your ancestors did in order to keep up the name ancestors, right? Anyhow, nobody will believe anything I'm saying right now. So that is why they have the New Age teachers. You know, you have people teaching New Age. I'm talking about ancestors, my ancestors. I'm from Egypt. I'm a God. I'm my own God. That's what the New Agers and them know. Right? The atheists. All those things are different divisions of humanity. If you're Christian, you have the Muslim, you have the Buddhist, you have the New Agers, you have the spiritualists, you have different factors of slavery with inside different factors of the agenda of the Illuminati. You don't even understand what I'm saying right now because a lot of you would say that I'm not taking this too far. Oh God, if I am telling you this, doesn't matter what the Creator will tell you. Doesn't matter when you appear before the Creator on Judgment Day. Doesn't matter what He's going to tell you. The same thing I'm telling you now in the flesh. When you pass on into judgment, He will tell you the same thing. You didn't listen. You didn't listen and turn away. You're not seeing the problem here. That's the reason why you are being slaves to your enemies. That's the reason why it's easy to deceive you as a people. It's easy to deceive you because you know why? You are easily deceived because you believe in evil. Because you believe in evil and not righteousness and not the truth, not the ancient truth. You're not believing in the holies of holies. You're not believing in the creators at all. You have no relationship with your creators. And then you say, I believe in God. I believe in God, I believe in this, I believe in that. But you are easily being deceived over and over. So if they lie to you about your ancestors' history, they lie to you about your history as Israel, They lie to you as children of Satan or seeds of Satan. They lie to you and told you that the reptilians are not alive. I'm telling you, so much things to hide the agenda. The rabbit hole is so deep. But being ignored is just one factor in this earth. Being the main source is just one factor, right? People will not listen, folks. People will not listen. No matter what you say, no matter how you try to open their eyes, they will not care. They will not even blink. They wouldn't blink to understand. They didn't want to hear. It's very, very, very sad. But people do not want to wake up. If you wake up and you understand the agenda of the Illuminati, only then, folks, only then. Only then. This life should be viral right now. Viral. You're seeing different things going viral which shouldn't be viral. Evil shouldn't be viral. Evil shouldn't be going viral. Right you evil going viral. Right you evil is going viral. They're pushing viral evil. Evil things is always viral. Despite it is whether televangelists, whether it's who talking, if it's not the ancient truth and it's going viral, it is evil. The world loves the evil. Therefore, the same evil that they love will be the end of the desire. Because of the wickedness of their heart, they will not be able to be raptured. People don't understand how serious this is, man. This is so serious, eh? It's serious. Evil things are always going viral, not righteousness, eh? Not righteousness at all. You want me to talk like a Nigerian? I can talk like a Nigerian. I'm not a Nigerian, so I can't talk like a Nigerian, right? But I'm telling you all, they love evil, they will support it, right? They love unrighteousness, they will support it. They love rebellion, they will support it. They love ungodliness, they will support it. Anything that is ungodly, unrighteous, anything that is a stench to your creators, the enemies will push it forward. Because they want more and more people to be contaminated. You see the word here, contamination. You are being contaminated by different music you listen to, different movies you watch, depending on the material in the music or the song, depending on the material in the movie, depending on the material and whatever teaching that people might be having out there. But I'm telling you all, anything that is meant for unrighteousness, they will support it, they will push it, it will go viral. Viral, you know the word viral, right? The word viral means something that everybody will pay attention to. Viral means pay attention. You know, like when a tornado coming, when there's going to be a hurricane coming, I just want to show you all something. How people just think, or they just think they are hypocritical people. This is how they just think as a people. They have something called stinking thinking. Never heard about that word before? They have something called stinking thinking. I'm going to invent. But anyhow, they have stinking thinking. They are hypocrites. Only when there's a disaster coming, they will flock to the truth. They will look for the light. They will search all over to come and listen. Because a disaster coming, they want to know how certain things will be happening. They wouldn't tune in, they wouldn't really fully believe in the other sources. But they know when disaster coming, they know exactly which source to come to. Is the truth. They know exactly which source to flock to. Because they know that source will tell them the truth. But that's the only time people just listen. When there is a disaster coming. When there is a terrible disaster coming. That is the reason why, boom, hurricane will just happen without, this is the reality of how it's going to happen. Yahweh just give you all a little opportunity. Yahweh don't have to wait for a hurricane to wait for a storm to build into a hurricane. Yahweh can build a hurricane on spot, same day, hit one time. But Yahweh show you mercy. Hey, mercy. That's the reason why you have a little 2-3 days before the hurricane hit here or hit there, right? That's the reason why scientists can't predict earthquakes. Earthquakes is supernatural. And a lot of you all out there believe that fracking causes earthquakes. No. Fracking does not cause earthquakes. No. Remember, the tools that they're using is natural tools. To move the tectonic plate is hard. A natural tool that humanity made can't move the fucking tectonic plate. Let me say it again. Fracking cannot create earthquakes. Cannot. Depending on where the fracking is taking place, it could cause a landslide, because I mean, if the fracking taking place on a hill, obviously it will cause a landslide. Of course, the earth from underneath to move, but it doesn't move the tectonic plate, so it will not register as an earthquake. But in order to bring you further and further and further and further, what I tell you all, beautiful people, what I tell you all? What I tell you all? They tell you all that fracking creates earthquakes. No, fracking have nothing to do with earthquakes. Fracking could just cause a landslide. I understand that. I mean, a landslide can happen because of fracking. But earthquakes is supernatural. No fracking machine can move the tectonic plates. And you only know there are earthquakes. Only know if they register as an earthquake. I tell you all, they won't tell you all that. You only think it will be registered as an earthquake. It's when Yahuwah moves the tectonic plate. Only when the tectonic plate is shifted, that should be registered as an earthquake. Because humanity, fracking machines, cannot move the tectonic plate. So they have you all believing in lies. But you know, boy, my duty is to tell you all the truth. That's my duty. If you believe or you don't believe, that's your free will. It's your free will to believe or not to believe. Alright? So it's your will, your free will. I am forcing you to believe what I'm saying. I tell you, I have to believe this. I am telling you, fracking does not ever create earthquakes, ever. Right? Lies and lies and lies and lies, and the lies goes on and on. That is the reason why people can't see the way in this world, folks, because they believe in so much lies, and lies is what made up our economy, what made up a system. Lies. What made up a system? How Babylon decides to build itself off of lies. Lies. Christianity is a lie. Islam is a lie. All other religion, Hinduism is a lie. All them things is lies. Lies. It's to divide and conquer humanity. Right? It's to divide and conquer humanity. Right? So what made up the world? Right? The world is based, the foundation of this world is based off of lies. Lies. They went to the moon, lie. They never traveled to the moon, lie. Right? They went to space, lie. Lies. You ever see NASA going live and they have you ever see NASA going live and they have 3 people, or they have, most people are live right now. You ever see NASA, right? You ever see NASA going live with 21 people out for hours? No. Then they have 4.4 million people on the live, because those are the people who they deceive, right? They deceive these people from small growing up in university. They build them up. So that when Archangel Samuel come on the live, and when I come on the live, when I come and I start to speak the true ordinance and the true concepts of righteousness, the true precepts of Elohim's kingdom, and bring forth the true word from the Father, there are many who they already deceived to believe the lies, right? That is why the world will be locked on Archangel Samuel life, because they're busy, distracted with different distractions, with different distractions that the enemy, they build these distractions. They create these distractions, folks. These distractions are being created to deceive you. Hey. A lot of people think I'm mad. And a lot of people will say, okay, just Samuel ranting, and a lot of people that say that to the folks. A lot of people that say it. A lot of people that say, I don't hear nothing about the ancient truth. Exactly, just Samuel. I don't hear nothing about the ancient truth, but one day you will. Right, people? One day you will. You are being given it free right now. Free. It's free. But you are being given a free will. It's either you learn the truth, or either you believe the lies. And once you believe the lies and you remain corrupted spiritually, you will never be raptured. You will never be caught away. You will never be counted worthy. Hey. You will never be counted worthy if you remain corrupted in this system. If you remain corrupted, or remain corrupted, or remain in corruption. Remember, your body is incorruptible, right? If you remain incorruptible, if your body remain not incorruptible, but if your body remain corruptible. If your body remain corruptible, your flesh remain corruptible, then your flesh now will corrupt the incomparable body, right? I'm talking about the spiritual self, right? If you are corrupted now, and when the catching away happens, right, your spirit will be corrupted because you didn't truly wake up to the oil of salvation. Yahuwah will not use these pastors. Yahuwah will not use these people in the churches. I keep telling you all over and over. Maybe back then in 2007, 2012, back in 2000, back in 98, way back then. Yeah, Yahuwah maybe was using them in the churches to try to reach people then. But he comes to a conclusion, it makes no sense, right? Because tell the pastor this, the pastor will never go and say, the Lord said this exactly. Or, for example, the pastor, Yahuwah, used to use the pastor to them back then. Or what do you use it now? How do you use it now? How do you use it now? Filthy. Right? The Most High is not using these pastors, these leaders who are talking about God and God and God and God and God and Lord and God and Lord, and God tell me this and Jesus tell me that. You understand? No, that's not from the Most High. In the book of Jeremiah speaks specifically about those who run their mouth and say the Lord said this and the Lord said that and the Lord said the other, when Yahuwah has not spoken to them, yet they run and say the Lord says this, and they had a dream about that, and they had a dream about the Lord talk to them. That is a product. They're making themselves a product by the Illuminati to lie before the Most High. So all them pastors and them deacons and evangelists, and all them will say, and I said this, and God said that, and Jesus said this, and that's we come to me, and all these different deceptions. All the different deceptions is a lie. Yeah, it's a lie. A lie. Alright, folks, I ain't going to further into this because they will set on my life test now, right? They will set on my life test now. They get no opportunity to talk because they themselves, they want to hear exactly what I have to say today. Right? All these different exceptions are lies you believe in. Lies. In order to keep the system going, right, it must be based on lies. Everything lies. Everything that you learn in school, lies. It's based off of their system. It's based off of their understanding. It's based off of their decision to deceive you. It's based off an agenda. Lies are everything that they teach you is a complete distraction. Right? So there's no way that NASA going live right now with 21 people and NASA teaching you the truth, right? Yeah. NASA and them pastors and them televangelists and them are 300 people. Them Obiaman and them are 250 or kind of thing people on their live. But I can tell Samuel who ready telling you the foundation. I can tell Samuel only had 21 people right and comfortable, normal. Sometimes I can tell Samuel only has 6 people on the live, doing 5 hours live. Sometimes I can tell Samuel only have 2 people and be rocking 3 hours live. You know what I mean? And no complaint because I'm not telling you the truth, right? Those who love the world will have more followers than me. I mean, I understand that. I'm not jealous people who have more followers than me. It's just sad, really sad, that the truth is being taught to you free. And you don't want to listen to it. The avenues are open. It's open. Facebook is open. You can come and listen to the live. But don't go back to your ungodly ways. Don't support the agenda of the Illuminati. People might be seeing what I'm talking about now. But soon you will, folks. I promise you. I promise all of you. You will reap the reward if you turn to the ancient truth of Elohim. It's really sad that the truth is being taught and people is not interested in the truth. They're interested in the other sources that is not teaching them the truth. It's sad, folks. Let's imagine I saw somebody who just want to talk. Let me say somebody want to talk. Let me say an artist. Let me say a Jamaican artist like Vibe Scatter. Let me say a Jamaican artist like Vibe Scatter going live. What? Talking about 1.1 million people go be on the live because everybody loves Vibe Scatter. Let me say somebody like what's your name again? Mariah Carey. Let me say Mariah Carey go live. Go live on Instagram or go live on Facebook. Oh my gosh. The live will be packed because you know why? Everybody want to talk to Mariah Carey, right? Everybody want to talk to the delusions and to the ones who make up the system of Babylon. Everybody want to talk to them, right, folks? Right. So everybody love evil, right? They love to support the ungodliness of this world.
Now, some of you might be denying the fact that you really does listen to the ungodly ones, because I mean, if Jay-Z and Beyonce go live and they're talking, you know what people go and listen to Jay-Z and Beyonce? And the same people, I can tell you right now, 50%, 50, right? 50% of people, right folks? 50% of people who will be listening to these music artists and them going live, just talking shit, bullshit, just talking nonsense, worldly talk, and encouraging your flesh to sin even more, right? Yeah, they are being placed there by the Illuminati, right? To distract you more and more and more and more and more, so that you can remain corrupt. You can remain corruptible, you know. You can remain corruptible as long as you live in the flesh. And before you die, you'll corrupt your generation too. So your generation coming after you will be corrupted too as well. You know what I mean? So the corruption, or the generational curse corruption, will continue every generation that comes corrupted. Every generation. Because you know why? The system teaches on godliness. The system teaches on righteousness. The system does not teach you the real truth. The system teaches you lies. Lies, lies, lies. That's all. The system doesn't teach you the truth at all. So what I'm talking about? When you're talking the truth, you're being shut down. Right? So I'm just letting you all know, by facts, by truth, that the system will never support anything that Elohim gives or says in this world, because the world do not love the creators. They do not love Elohim. They do not love the truth, right? So I'm just making you all understand. Those might be listening right now. I was listening on thing, but they cut off the internet, so I cannot hear anything, right? The internet is being stripped right now. Yeah, the internet, they could do that. All those who are on the phone right now, all those who listen from their cell phones, did you lost internet just now? Right? Because you don't want you all to hear nothing I'm saying, right? I the black sheep amongst humanity. Amongst humanity, I am the black sheep. Nobody want to listen to me as a black sheep, right? I the black sheep on the earth right now. Only one that telling you the truth. The only one. Right? There are others who tell you the truth, but it's not the truth. It's not the real truth. They will say, I will tell you the truth. They will be telling you, a lot of others will be telling you, I know the truth. A lot of them know the truth, but they still don't know the truth. That is truth, right? A lot of them telling you, I know the truth, I have the truth, but know that they don't know the truth. Right? They will be telling you what Babylon teach them. They're telling you what the pastors don't teach them. Or what Lucifer and the fallen angels teach them. Give them a dream, Lucifer can give dreams. Who tell you Lucifer can give dreams? Who tell you that Lucifer cannot give dreams? They could give dreams, of course. The minister, of course, but that was not the creator, right? That's the reason why you must have a spirit of discernment to discern the difference in your dreams. You must know where your dreams coming from. You must know whether your dreams is from Lucifer or from Abba. You must know whether your dreams is from Jezebel or Mama. You must know where your dreams coming from. You must know whether your dreams is coming from an idol or from the main true source. Right? You must know where your dreams coming from. There's a lot of dream stealers out there, a lot of dream catchers out there. You know, for example, while we're talking about this topic here, a lot of people who go into church, who trust their pastors and all these different things. The Lord, the Most High Yahuwah will give you a dream and tell you, hey, you must go into this business in order to survive, and wait for me when that time comes. And these people in the church will go and tell the pastor their dream. And what the pastor will do? The pastor will steal their dream from them. Steal their dream. Pastors are dream catchers. They are like gods in the churches, but they are really dogs. They are dogs. You hear? They are dogs. In the eyes of the Most High, they are dogs. Right? Pastors, deacons, evangelists, name them. They're stealing people's dream. Right? Stealing people's dreams. Yeah, dreams and visions. You go and tell your pastor you had a dream to have a business. The pastor will use you, right? Depending on who the pastor is, depending on how desperate the pastor is for a little money in your pocket. Pastor will steal your dream, invest in your dream, and when the dream keep growing, and let me just wake you all up to this understanding. While your dream is growing, and you're fasting for your business to grow, your pastor investing in your business, and so the church will help you build this business. As soon as your business begin to build higher, the pastor will now claim that God tell him to be the leader of your business now. So now you're signing over your business gradually to the pastor. You're signing over your business gradually. It's like you're signing over your house, you know. This happens everywhere. And yeah, this happens. So you sign over your business to the pastor, right? For example, you and the pastor good. You're going to church every time. Every day you're going to church. But one day you get a dream. And you always the dream you get. You have about 2-3 houses. And you tell the pastor, Pastor, I had a dream. I had a dream that I'm supposed to give you this house. The pastor will make sure, work on it. The pastor will work on it and make sure that you go and sign that house on his name, not on the church name, on his name. There's a lot of corruption taking places in the church, and the congregation just overlook it with a smile. They'll be like, wait, he's the pastor, he's a man of God, who am I to judge? Who are you to judge, right? Who are you to judge? Okay. Who are you to judge? Right? Who are you to judge? Right? We're supposed to be judges. Right? Judges of righteousness. Not judges of unrighteousness. We're supposed to judge unrighteousness when we see it. Not sweep it under the freaking carpet. Because we're supposed to be judges who will judge in righteousness and not judge in unrighteousness. We must be judges, folks. Judges, right? To judge the unrighteous acts going on in the churches or in the courtrooms. Because there's a lot of things happening there, folks. We must be judges, folks. Judges of righteousness. We have that power. And of you might be saying to yourself, who are we to judge each other? We have power. We have free will. And once you have free will and you stand with Yahuwah, Yahuwah gives you the authority to judge the unrighteous. Judge the unrighteous. Where's the sense of righteous and you're judging the next righteous brother? That is unequally yoked misunderstanding there. In other words, you can be righteous and judging your other brother who is righteous, who is really righteous. You're supposed to judge the unrighteous ones, not allow the unrighteous ones to be swept under the carpet and have a big smile on your face. But you're judging your righteous brother who keeping the standards and the ordinance of Elohim. You're judging. You judge your righteous brother, but you don't judge the unrighteous ones. Because the unrighteous ones can easily bribe their way through. Yeah, it's going on in church, you know. The pastor could easily get whatever you want from you. Anything the pastor wants, huh? Yeah. You know, if the pastor wants you and your husband to break up, that's possible too as well. The pastor could break up your marriage. I mean, if the pastor wants you as a little side chick, the pastor could get you as a side chick. Because all the pastor has to say is, God say that you're supposed to be my wife. But you say, but pastor, but you're married. You say, but Mr. and a woman, right? That was before, but God changed his mind. You know, they will use the word God, and so much corruptible things happening in that word God. And they will say, God say, and God say this, and God say that. God changed his mind now. I'm supposed to be with you. I'm supposed to be with the past. I'm supposed to be with my marital wife. Let me tell you something. There's our videos circling right now all over Twitter with a pastor. Right? With a pastor, with one of his congregation in a room. I said, the church done. Church now done. They now done shouting Jesus and now shouting God and now so-called catching power and all them different things and pastor talking in tongues and all them different things. Church done and everybody gone. A woman who does sing, and the woman who does sing in the congregation, who does sing with the choir. The pastor require her service. The pastor naked, she naked. Right? And the pastor having sexual acts, breaking the marital covenant of he and the wife, and speaking in tongues while you're having sex with the woman. Pastor speaking in tongues, yeah? The pastor speaking in tongues. And then the next day, the same mouth the pastor used is the same mouth he using to call on God. This is just show you, folks. This is just to open your eyes to show you how evil this world is, boy. Yeah? If they was really talking about Yahuwah, if the pastors and they was really holy, they will never break the covenant of Elohim. I'm telling you right now. Right? If the pastors and they was really following the commandments and they really had the fear of Yahuwah in their hearts, they will never break the covenant with Yahuwah. Because they have no relationship, they have no unique yoke to Elohim, They can do whatever they want because that's what the kingdom of darkness allowed them to do. Yeah. What the dog eat dog in the kingdom of darkness? You know? Dog eat dog, you know? Dog eat dog, you know? They could do whatever they want, pastors could do whatever they want, and because you know why? As I teach you over and over, I keep pounding it in your mind. I keep pounding it in your spirit. I keep trying to wake you up over and over. I keep trying to get to you. I keep trying to get to your spiritual mind. I keep trying to make your flesh understand that this world is an evil place. This world is a disgusting place. This world is a stench. So let me start to preach here. I'm trying to wake you up to understand that the word God suppress everything that is righteous. You hear what I'm telling you? The word God suppresses the righteous ones, right? Because they use God to get what they want, whatever they want. Whatever they want, they can get. Whatever they want, they can get, folks. Whatever they want, they can get. Is there a problem? Is there a problem, folks? Right? There's no problem at all. No problem. Whatever they want. Using the word God, they can get whatever they want. That's the reason why the Vatican is the ones who run in the schools, the theology school. Where do you think the theology school come from? It's the Vatican. The Vatican is the theology school. You think they will not teach pastors how to be righteous? You think that they will teach the pastors how to be righteous in theology school? Never. They will never teach a pastor, nor a pundit, nor a visionist. They will never teach them. Name a seer, name a prophet. They will never teach them righteousness. Never. They will never teach them righteousness. Right? They're teaching them to blind people. It's part of the deception, folks. What do I know, eh? It's part of the deception. So that you remain in darkness. The pastors remain as your gods. Right? Your pastor, your deacon, your evangelist. You know what? If people really wanted to hear this truth, this life would I have like 1 million people on this life right now. I'm not famous. Nobody will listen to me. They will listen to those who are famous. You know, those who are famous and those who support evil. They will support them. Right? They will support them. I'm just trying to open your eyes and show you the reason why you can listen to me, because I'm not famous. Those who are famous will have the world support. The world will support their own. The world will persecute those who are not their own. Those who live in the world and do not account to the standard of this world. Or they don't live in the world, they're not accounting to the standard of this world. Right? The world will persecute those that are not their own. And meaning, in other words, the world will hate those who love Yahuwah. The world will never ever support those who love the Creator. Ever! Because the enemies already teach them to hate righteousness. Right? It's sad, but it's sad, but it's the truth, right? It's sad, but it's the truth. Anyhow, let me give you all a little deeper understanding there before we dive back here.
Let's talk about down in Jamaica where Bobby come from. God, I want to send some rain down in Jamaica where Bobby come from. Please, oh God, my king, I want you to send some rain down in Jamaica where Bobby come from. Earth's greatest prophet was born in State Town in St. Andre. And he was going about prophesying equal rights and justice to the nation, I know. And they took him away and told us all, oh, yes, it's all right. And I beat at potion, for I know that one man can't carry 3 times. They're trying to fool the people. Yeah, the people now. They took him away from black man, or because they feel that we would do wise.
alive. Officially, let's talk. Say no one time. Body life today going to be very interesting, right? So let's share this live, alright? You'll know why I'm live. So you all know why I'm live. No, it's not body buck, alright? It's not a body buck, folks, okay? No, it's not a body buck. I might talk about I might expose some things that, I don't know. But anyhow. So come on, people, share this live. What's up to you, brother MJ? And to all commanders, all soldiers in the army of Elohim. Okay, the second day or the second millennium year, right?
I want to send some rain down here. I want you to send some rain.
Second day in. Alright, so let's get 100 people on the live.
Earth's greatest prophet was born in State Town in the century again. And he was going about prophesying equal rights and justice to the black man. All because they feel
Jalo, you're more than gold. So save your soul.
Earthquake is going to happen, Carupano. We are just waiting for one more earthquake. Yes. Manda Sister Jenny.
it's all right.
Yes.
Words more than gold. Jalo, words more than gold. So save your soul. Words more than gold. Sit down. You
So as we can see Abba Yahuwah El Elyon
you've never been told.
right above the moon.
Ancient wisdom, black and gold. Don't get over and lose your soul. Life is better than silver or gold. 14 years of golden. Very soon their glory fade away. To show the King of Zion is the creator of night and day. Jalo, you're more than gold. So savior. Oh, we are hypocrites no more. For
This is the life that you need to be on right about now.
has come. Jalo, you're more than gold.
Talk in depth things where you will have to learn and you will know about a lot of things. Alright, so just go over there and check it out, alright?
In the time of tribulation, Jah shall divine supervision. Why? Over the homeless and feed the hungry. So free the captives like a bird in the tree. We are the people, we need to be free. Only Jah can let this be. Jah love works more than gold.
Alright, so one love.
Take your soul, yours more than gold.
So you can ask questions, right? You can ask questions in connection to, I don't know, whatever you want to know. Anything you want to know about what's going on in the Caribbean islands, in your country, wherever you are, you can ask questions. You're free to ask those questions, okay?
I will always do the good I can for
It's okay, bro.
picture I can say. And I hope you feel the same way too. The goodness of your words will carry you through. You will come to others and I will do the same for you. Keep it the child, my friend, and you will prove what I'm saying is true. Love is the answer. There ain't no other. Oh, love is the answer. True love of a father. If your neighbor come begging you something, don't say go and come tomorrow. Give it now while you can. And I know.
And to others.
Jah will bless you. Oh, love is the answer. There ain't no other.
Alright, so what I said, Kelly, that you can go over to my other live and you could learn in depth things about anything that you want to learn, anything that you want to know. Alright?
We must exercise our love by forgiving and helping. We should teach others what they need to learn. Forgive them.
Yeah, Trinidadians, have you all realized, as Sister Trini there brought up that topic, we'll talk about it. Have you all realized in the day it's very hot in the Caribbean islands and in the night it's very cold? I believe last night it dipped to 12 degrees, right? Last night it probably dipped up about 12 degrees last night. It was very cool. Alright, so I'm sure most of you all could attest. So why during the day it's real hot and in the night it's real cold? Alright? that is because of certain things happening right now where you all are not aware of what's going on. I want to talk about the Sahara dust, okay?
Love, I'm feeling. Love, that's the meaning. Love, I'm feeling. Oh yeah. Love is the answer. There ain't no other. Oh, love is the answer. True love.
Alright, so we're gonna start our program soon.
Love is the answer. There ain't no other. Oh, love is the answer. True love, love.
So keep inviting, keep inviting, keep inviting. Let's go to 10 million people now. There you are. Don't leave your life to the daddies. Don't leave your life. You're learning something. You will learn something on this life.
And I hope you feel the same way too. When it's not your words, you'll carry you through.
Father.
Others, and I will do the same for you. Ooh, give it a try, my friend, and you prove what I'm saying is true. Oh, love is the answer. There ain't no other. Oh, love is the answer. True love of Father. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. True love. Love is the answer. Got to live in your perfect.
Alright, we're gonna start.
Equal rights and justice for all. Rise and never fall. Tell yourself, what they gonna do when none for them not true. So what they gonna do, them get slow, yeah.
Who do you think you are? We living in a small world.
Who do you think you are? We living in a small world. I think that you think you are. We living in a small world.
Hello, him is the answer.
As bad as you think you are. We living in a small world. As tough as you think you are. We living in a down on your nerve. Alright, that day will come. When I stand and see all those wicked men. In the fire getting burned. That day will come. When they will try to escape and they will be nowhere to run. That day will come. When I shall see they handing over bombs and brains and bullets and guns. That day will come. When Emperor Selassie and like the way they get told you them from out of Islam now. And the day I will have to see their face.
Because we can see Abba Yahuwah El Elyon
They go to the human race. And try to take things out.
looking straight at us right now.
Run away to face. Shoot them in the head. After one I just think you have to get the taste. When they find out that they can't escape. That mistakes and the people them play. Smile and nothing. That day will come. When I stand and see all those wicked men. And the fire getting burned. That day will come. When they will try to escape and they will be nowhere to run. That day will come. When I shall see they hand over bombs and brains and bullets and guns. That day will come. When Emperor Selassie and like the one they get to do them out of this love. Who do you think you are? We're living in a small world. I think you think you are.
When they find out that they can't escape, oh my gosh, people gonna be scratching their head when they realize it was all an illusion all the time, eh?
Living in a small world.
As you all know, Seraphim Sameul, let's always play music, and then we're going to the real deep at the rabbit hole to expose certain agenda of the Illuminati, to bring the truth to the public so that people will know exactly what's going to unfold, free of charge. You know what I mean? No additional cost. All I want is your ear. All I want you to do is just listen and share. That is all.
You think you are, we living in a small world. That's never the thing you are, we living in a
All right. Yeah, all I want is just your ear. Just want you to listen and just share the life. That's all. I'm asking you for nothing more. But other pastors and I'm asking you for more and you give them, but I asking you for nothing. All I want is to just listen. Alright? So that is all. I mean, the world would not listen to me anyhow. So I mean, only those who listening would be the ones to really understand how deep the deception is on the earth. But the others who never want to listen, them will be the ones to die like fools. But anyhow, folks, we are here again. I just want to teach you all this, and it's been beautiful having all my brothers and sisters wherever you are from, whatever country, wherever you are from. It's beautiful having you all here on the live right now. I'm just going to teach you all about Yahuwah here, and really hope that the enemies do not shut down this live. You know, they're always franking to, they're always aiming to shut down my life. So let's hope that this works out really, really better. Alright, so I'm going to show you all Yahuwah up close and personal. So I'm going to show you all, this is Yahuwah crown, this party crown, this is the white here. This is Yahuwah white here, alright? The colors that you see in here is part of his crown, right? As the visitor scriptures we read earlier on, right? This is Yahuwah eye, right where you see the mouse. This is his eye, one eye. This is his other eye. This is his nose. This is his mouth, and this is his white beard here. Again, this is Yahuwah here, white here. That's the reason why they just imitate Yahuwah by using the image of Yahuwah and mocking him with Santa Claus. Remember, Santa Claus is a white man, but Yahuwah is a black man. Yahuwah is black. Yahuwah is black, he's not white. Mama Ruach HaKadosha is white. Yahushua is not black. Yahushua is olive skin. Yahuwah is completely black. Right? Black like my complexion, by the way. Right? He is the creator. Right? So, well, we learned this a million, zillion, billion times already, but this is Yahuwah here. As you can see how Yahuwah white here is wavy and nice. His hair here is wavy and nice. His head is here is blocking the glory, right, of his crown. Right? The clouds, the dark clouds that we see in here is the darkness that he's hiding within. Because if we see Yahuwah with all his glory, the flesh will melt. Yes, there's a lot of theory going around and a lot of so-called knowledge and wisdom about the creator, but they have no idea who he really is. They don't have a relationship with him to understand his true ways. Alright? So a lot of people did researches and all these different things, but certain things I teach, you will never find it in certain things I teaching, you will never find it on Google. Right? Never. You will never find the things. So many things that I'm teaching you on here, you will never see it in Google. If you go up on Google, you will never find the things that I'm teaching you, ever. Right? Never find it on Google, because Google is not interested in teaching people the truth, by the way. Right? Shout out to Sister Coco, Brother Jeremiah, to Brother Obi, Sister Ann. We have Lena over with us. We have all the commanders. We have, let's go back. We have Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. We have Dejaline. We have Brother Frank. We have Brother Kareem. We have Fortunato from Cali. Right? We have Sister Rosa. Right? I can't really see all those that are on the live right now, but welcome, and thank you for all those who are listening. Only have 17 people on the live. Sometimes I come down to 13, sometimes I boil down to 7, and I'm still rocking 4 to 5 hours. So I hope that this live will really really go forward in explaining even more in depth. Right? Hope that explaining more in depth. So now we understand. This is about Yahuwah mouth. As you can see, Yahuwah is a black man, and you can see Yahuwah beard here. This is part of his beard, but the black clouds down here, is blocking the other side of his face. Right? So as you can see, face off, Yahuwah El Elyon, the Almighty, our Father, is in the clouds here, and he's looking at people from in heaven on his crown, on his throne. Yahuwah is looking at people on earth down here. So it's people looking at, and you can see a little tears here coming out from his eyes right here. You see a little tears here. You can see a little tears coming down here, and the reason why you see a little blackness here, right? The reason why you see a little blackness here, that's not his mouth extended really. But this is Yahuwah here, his nose, his eyes, eyelashes, and everything. But the reason why you see this little black thing here, that is because, let me explain, that is part of his skin color. Alright? That's part of his skin color. That's the reason why, you're only seeing parts of his skin there, But other than that, this is the glory of his here. Different foundation stones, by the way. There's a foundation stone. And on Yahuwah's crown to us, well, on his crown, there are stones on Yahuwah's crown. That is the reason why up here is black out like this. Up here is dark. See this dark piece of crown here? Right. This is blocking out the other part of his face right now as well, right? Okay, alright. This is the tip of Yahuwah's crown. As you can see, white up here. White. Right. Up here will be the sun, and up here is part of his crown. right? It's part of his crown up there. So yeah, there's a foundation stone here, and this is the foundation stone here, but these same stones are on Yahuwah's crown. But these same stones are being separated from, it being, different from what the meaning of it, because these same stones are on Yahuwah's crown, Mama's crown, and these same stones are on Yahushua's crown. These same stones that we see in the heavens is not planet X, Nibiru, brown dove star. It's all lies. These are foundation stones, right? The Hopi prophecy is bullshit. The Hopi prophecy is where the same tribe of the Amerindian tribe, the Anunnaki tribe, the tribe of the Anunnaki, the Amerindian, right? The seeds of Satan, right? Yes. Yeah. So as I was explaining already, yeah. So now you have a deeper understanding of what that specifically means, right? Now you have a deeper understanding of what it specifically means. Hi to you, Pauline. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Ann White. Hi, Ambery. Hi to you, Max. To you, Sister Lisa. Who is here? Who is here with us? Who is here with us, boy? Who is here with us? All right. So these are all the things that is happening right now. So I'm just going to explain about the Sahara dust, right? Then I'm going to go into. Then I'm going to just try to see how far we can reach with this life. So you all have an understanding, right? You all have an understanding, right? This is Yahuwah waving here, right? Being waved out, and his hair is blocking the stones because when people can fully see the stones, but I will come live and I will talk about these stones, because you can see the stone, you can see it, you can see 2 different stones here, right? Yeah, you can see, and you can see the crown too as well, and you can see this looks like an arrow, right? It's an arrow, because as you can see, this dark spot here is really an arrow pointing to the particular place where this video, so pointing now, this video is being pointed at the particular place of the world. This video is really pointing at Earth. This is what Yahuwah have in his mind and in his heart to bring destruction to this particular people. And you can see a little tears here. You can see a little tears. Anybody can say yes. There's a little tears coming down Yahuwah. I hear a little drop of tear that will flood out the nations. If you remember my prophecy, all right. Oh, we need one more. We need to continue the scriptures. I ain't done there yet. Yes. All right. So I need to continue this. All right. So let me just hope that Facebook really keep the life going, right? So we have a lot of work to do here still. But let me see if I could continue this quickly. Right? So let me see if we continue. Alright, so the last piece of verse that we read was Job 27, 15 and 16. Now we're going to Job 26. We're going to Job 26 verse 9. It still have to do with about glory. He obscures the face of the full moon and spreads his clouds over it. Now what I'm going to do is switch the view a little bit, and I am now going to show you all the full moon, right? As you can see, the full moon is there, right? That is the full moon, right? That is the full moon there. You can see a face in the background too as well, right? So you see the full moon. I bring up the full moon there for you. He obscures, what the scripture say here, he obscures the face of the full moon and spreads his clouds over it. Spreads his clouds over it, right? So let's bring that up there for you. I'm just going to take it up there, right? Alright, so we're going to Job 26 verse 29. Let's go. We're going to Job 26 29. Let's all go together there. Can anyone understand the spreading of the clouds, the thundering of his pavilion? Archangel Samuel, I just teach you all about Yahuwah there, give you all an understanding. Alright, now we're going to go to Nahum verse 1 to 3. The scripture that you missed maybe was Job 26 and 9. Job 26 verse 9. Now we're going over to Nahum. 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 We're going over to Nahum right now. Nahum chapter 1 verse 3 in Nahum. Yahuwah is slow to anger and great in power. Yahuwah will by no means leave the guilty unpunished. In whirlwind and storm is his way, and clouds are the dust beneath his feet. I'm just going to bring that other video so that you can see what the scripture means here and exactly what the scripture is describing here. Yeah, you see whirlwind? The whirlwind is a tornado. The whirlwind is a storm, hurricane, tornado, tornado, storm, tornado, storm, hurricane, typhoon, monsoon, those are whirlwinds, right? That's why it includes, storm is included there. It was not there before, but I added in there. I'll be sharing this with you all in a few days from now. I will be sharing this with you all, right? All right. So Nahum, let's go to Nahum again. I want to explain this Nahum because there's 20 verses here that this teaching have. So I just want to explain this, in a little depth so that you all can understand. Nahum chapter 1 verse 3. Yahuwah is slow to anger. We've seen that all the time. That is mercy. Slow to anger means Yahuwah is slow to anger and he's showing mercy still, right? You're getting in John 2 of Elohim, that is mercy. And anger and great in power, right? Slow to anger and great in power, okay? Yahuwah will by no means leave the guilty unpunished. The guilty unpunished, those who refuse to judge the unrighteous, they are guilty and they will be punished, right? Yahuwah will by no means leave the guilty unpunished. Those who are guilty of their crimes against humanity, those who are guilty of their crimes against Archangel Samuel, they will be punished. He will not leave them unpunished. Alright, so by no means, Yahuwah will never ever leave the guilty unpunished. The guilty will be punished. In whirlwind and storm is his way. Yahuwah will punish them with a tornado and with a storm, right? Which is his way of doing things. So when storm and hurricane and things happening, people calling on God and God, they pray that God will do this and they pray that God will do that. You just wasting time. It's Yahuwah who's sending these storms. Look at there, it's there in Nahum chapter 1 verse 3. It's there. Yahuwah is sending all these storms, hurricane, and then they lie to you and they tell you all what? It's geoengineering. Hey. They tell you all it's geoengineering, boy. Geoengineering that causing all these storms and all these hurricanes and earthquakes caused by frackings and all them things is to lie to you. Lie. Look at right here. It's right here. Right here in Nahum chapter 1 verse 3. Right? So this is the life that you need to be on. Nahum 1 to 3. Yahuwah is slow to anger and great in power, and Yahuwah by no means leave the guilty unpunished in whirlwind and storm, which is his way of doing things. This is his way of passing judgment. And clouds are the dust beneath his feet. So Yahuwah is in the heavens, and the clouds is the dust of his feet. Yahuwah is a giant. He looks down at us from heaven. Alright? Alright, so now I'm going to explain about the Sahara dust. And then we're going to come back into this, because I want to complete this really quick. So I want to explain about the Sahara dust. And then we will come back into explaining even more in-depth things here.
Escape tomorrow. Make sure you favor any kind of arrow. Make sure you don't let your life in a sorrow. Make sure you're not lead and straight like arrow. Make sure you're afraid to push out in a barrow.
Fire bun, Julio Rosberg with it.
See, I don't know how, but this power in the blue sky.
the Sahara dust. Before we get into the Sahara dust, let me see if I can find something a little special. Find it. Stay tuned, Trinidadians. Before we go into the Sahara dust and you know what it is really about, I will play this for you all. Oh, remember this? A classic. Remember this? I saw some of you already remember this from your childhood days. I saw you remember this from your childhood days. And when your mother telling you go in your bed, a horror going and start. Alright guys, the Sahara dust is our X-Files. Alright. Alright. So that's what I want to say. You know, the joy of Elohim is our strength. Alright. Alright, so I just want to talk about the Sahara dust today. What is the Sahara dust? What entails in the Sahara dust? If I put up, well, let me just give you all an easy version, because some of you all don't want to go and do our research to figure out what is a Sahara dust. What is the Sahara dust? Well, Trinidad and Tobago Weather Center telling you Trinidadians that Sahara dust came from Africa. Am I correct, right? Sahara dust coming from Africa, right? Alright, so if Sahara dust coming from Africa, how come there's no Sahara dust in Africa? Anybody raise your hand. Anybody raise your hand. Raise your hand if you understand. If Sahara dust coming from Africa, how come there's no Sahara dust right now in Africa? I wonder. How come the whole Caribbean islands is blanketed right now in Sahara dust? What is the purpose of the Sahara dust? Now, let me just explain something a little deeper. Let's go to Venezuela. Let me talk about Venezuela. What's going on in Venezuela right now, Trinidadians? And why there is an influx of people from Venezuela into Trinidad. Why is there Sahara dust being sprayed throughout the Caribbean islands and not in America? And then they talk about there will be another wave of Sahara dust. What is Sahara dust? Sahara dust is called chemtrails. If you've never heard about Sahara dust before, Sahara dust is chemtrails. Chemtrails is poison. And the reason why they are hiding the fact or the agendas of the Sahara dust and calling chemtrails Sahara dust is to hide the agenda of the Illuminati. It's to hide the agenda of the enemies, while your towns and your cities there in Trinidad is blanketed right now with Sahara dust. Mountains is covered with Sahara dust. You cannot see the visibility of the Sahara dust. Is so thick in Trinidad. It's so thick during the day that they actually put out an advisory telling you to slow down because of Sahara dust. That is because the Illuminati, alright, they're spraying chemtrails in the Caribbean islands to poison the people in the Caribbean islands. That is the reason why, guys, they are spraying poison. So while you sleeping in the night, they're spraying chemtrails in the night too as well. So what they're doing is poisoning people in the Caribbean islands so that you will run to the health centers with different sickness, and then they will have to give you the vaccine. You see, guys, it's all about an agenda. It's an agenda. It's always about an agenda. It has always been about an agenda. Now I can speak bold on what I'm saying. It's all about an agenda to get you to take the vaccine. Now, if you refuse to take the vaccine, then you will remain sick and dead. And that's what they think. They think that you don't know natural remedies. That is the reason why Abba wants us to go back to the history of natural remedies, natural plants which we created to combat the diseases and plagues that the enemy spread in order to keep the businesses alive. I wonder if I might get into people. I want to get to people in the Caribbean islands. I want them to understand that when they use the word Sahara dust, it's really chemtrails. It's all an agenda to keep the big farmers and them rich. It's to keep them continually rich so that they continue to make money off of your head. They continue to drug you. It's like they are like bounties then. It's like they have a bounties, or they contracted, right, by the big farmer to do a certain bidding or to do a certain job for the Illuminati in order to get people to collapse, to fall. You see, the reason for the poison of chemtrails too, guys, the purpose for the chemtrails too as well, is to poison the atmosphere. And once it poisons the atmosphere, where do you think it's falling? It's falling on your crops, it's falling in your water, it's falling in the water treatment. You see, in the water treatment plants that the water and sewage authority has, it's falling in the water treatment plants, it's falling in your water that you have in your house. That's the reason why it's important to boil the water and boil it thoroughly, really boil the water. Don't just drink pipe water just like that, you will get sick. It's the same thing going on in Michigan. It's the same thing going on right now in Flint. It's the same thing going on in certain parts in America. The same thing going on right now in Venezuela, where the water that they are actually receiving in their taps is not clean water, but is like latrine water then. Alright? Is latrine water that they get into their homes in Venezuela. Now let me just go back and talk about certain agendas going on in Trinidad. Let me talk about, all of a sudden, now the Minister of National Security all of a sudden now wants immigrants to come into the country so that they now could facilitate and help them, give them jobs. It is an agenda, Trinidadians. Now I ain't trying to start no revolution here. So I know the enemies and them listening to what I'm saying on this profile here. I ain't trying to start no revolution. I'm just speaking from the heart of Yahuwah El Elyon on the agendas of the fallen ones and what they plan to do against you as a people, Benjamin. Alright? What they plan to do against you, that's what I'm talking about right now. Alright? And I want you to understand what is the purpose of the chemtrails or the Sahara dust that is spraying all over the earth. You see, it's not only about poisoning you, it's about hiding the fact that UFOs, you ever hear about UFOs, which are called spaceships, as well as UFOs, right? Which is called unidentified objects, okay? Unidentified object specifically means is a spaceship built by the Anunnaki, built by the fallen angels, alright? The spaceships and them is all over the Caribbean islands right now. And the purpose for the chemtrails is to, darken the visibility from you seeing the sky in the night or in the day, right? It's also to kill the crops. You might think that your crops is not dying, but your crops is dying. You see, people in Penal and Superior, right? If you go during the day around when it's noon, and you just take your hand and pass it on your plant, you feel dust on your plant, right? You will feel dust on your plant. What that dust is, that is chemtrails, alright? There's nothing called Sahara dust. The word Sahara dust is to hide the agenda of what the enemies and them is doing in the Caribbean islands and throughout the earth. Alright? So again, in the night, even in the night too, go by your plants. If your plant is open in the white, in the open wide where the sky is visible and again sunlight, whatever, and there's nothing blocking off your plants, go to your plant in the night. Go in the night, anytime, and just touch your plant and you will feel dust on your plant. That dust that you're feeling, or if you take something like something and you shine it on the plant, on the leaf, on the plant, you will see something like silver dust all over the plant. No, that is not silver dust from Peter Pan. That is silver dust from different things that they're putting in the chemtrail. Different thing that is spraying humanity. Different thing that is spraying people like bugs. Right? So while you sleep, they're spraying you. when you come out from your bed and you go out in the public, or you, as soon as you live under your roof and you step into the road, you are stepping under chemtrail. Now, all of a sudden you might just have a cough, and next thing you pick up a cold. That's how the cold start, right? That's how sickness begins. Now the doctors and them will never tell you this, right? The doctors and them will never tell you this, that allergy, the word allergy is developed by chemtrails, right? So when you get an allergy and cough and different things going on with you, that is an infection from the different particles that they put in or placing in the chemtrails to spray your body. Now the purpose of this now is so that you ever heard anything about nanoparticles? Alright, if you never learned about nanoparticles, this will be an opportunity for you to learn about nanoparticles. Alright, nanoparticles is some, how to say, boy, is some small, tiny particles which is really alive, and those particles go inside of your body. Alright, goes inside of your body. You can either consume it or you can either breathe it in, because the air that we are breathing in is not clean air. Let me just repeat that again for you to understand. Right? The air that we are breathing on earth is no longer clean. It's not fresh air. It's not a fresh air we're breathing in. Right? The air that we're breathing in is not clean. They poison the air. The air is poison. That is the reason why people are getting sick. That is the reason for cancer. That is the reason for different allergy, different sickness, different diseases. It's caused by the same Sahara dust. Alright, I will try to hold my tongue from using obscenities today. Alright, because we are little children listening now, so I know I have that sort of respect, so people will understand. Children, they are lying to you in your school. Alright, now they might want me to tell you this, because they will say how I fast to tell you this. But I'm telling you, the education system stinks. The education system stinks, the finance system stinks. Every system that Babylon created stinks. Alright, that's the reason why people can't get proper medical care and all these different things going on, while your prime minister flying out and going to California to meet a boy. You know, it does go. Alright, so different things going on in the Caribbean islands and people not aware of it. Alright, so I will just stop there for now. I will just stop there for now. I won't go too deep, because some people will understand and some people will be ignorant and use obscenities and trying to upset me, right? So I won't be upsetted, right? But all I will say is that all those who saying is shit I talking, and all I talking about shit I talking, right? You could ride out from the live while you have time. You can still leave from the life while you have time, because what I'm speaking is the truth. You are brainwashed, you are brain dead by the system of Babylon, right? Babylon brainwashed you not to believe in the truth. You believe in a lie, and you will defend a lie. That's how the world is. That's the reason why the whole world is corrupted. That's the reason why the whole world is upside down, folks. Right? Babylon brainwashed humanity, brainwashed them to a fact where they can't think for themselves. Right? They can't even think for themselves right about now, because they are brainwashed and they are brain dead. So let me tell you something, Tasushi, whatever you call yourself. You are brainwashed, and you need a mental checkup. Because if you look around to see all the things that are happening around the earth, you should right now wake up to understand and evaluate the deceptions that are happening on earth. Even your religion itself, your religion, your tradition, all that is an abomination to the creators. All that is an abomination. You see, they get you all to love your religion. They get you all to love your tradition. They get you all to love yourself. Be lovers of yourself. That's the reason why people cannot spiritually wake up. People cannot spiritually wake up to understand exactly how deceived they are. You know what I mean? Because they're so deceived, right? and they don't understand that Yahushua is black and Yahushua is not white, and then they have this race war going on, right? But you have to tell you something. We are people of Benjamin, right? We are particular people of Yah. And if you don't want to wake up and see for your own self who we are in Elohim, who we are in Yah, you remain in your religion, you remain in your tradition, and you will perish with it the same way that you're trying to defend it now and talking about this shit. Okay. But listen to this tune now.
Now seduce to reduce my knowledge, because I will always break those barriers and burn down bandits. All I got Almighty grant me privilege. You see, I have to overcome all wicked. Them and them fast things. I have no white God. Don't teach
me anything wrong.
Teach me anything wrong. Who the white God save me from?
All brainwashed by.
I'm white man oppression. I have no white.
I think that education is a higher standard than the holy standards of the creators, eh?
White God, it's just a black messiah. I got that bless, so him now.
You are programmed to defend the lies of the enemies.
Blessings, I have no white God. Don't teach me anything wrong. Who the white God save me from white man oppression? I have no white God. It's just a black messiah. If a white God that bless, so him not bless. I want what is rightful mine, so me not stay mute. Your system is designed to distract me from the truth, but it will come to pass. I know not to the youth. In the process of time, we will know the truth. If we white God to break in slavery, the doctrine follow on in the black community. The black messiah, you trying to shield with fantasy.
So they could put how much angry face all they want. Fire burn all of them. All of you who hate the truth.
But we not gonna make you destroy the love with luxury. That's why you have to go show I have no place in Babylon. As I told them, make me victim of your unjust action. Oh God, I won't be conquered in this region. Oh yes, I have to stand and go strong. Don't tell me of your white God. Don't teach me anything wrong. Who the white God?
I will.
Save me from white man oppress. I have no white God. It's just a black messiah. White God that bless you, him not bless. Oh, me face can't talk to his anger. Can't start no right. Oh, don't get.
So let me just go a little deeper now. Since I want to know, right? Are you willing to go down into the rabbit hole? If you go down into the rabbit hole to really discover how deceived you are as a people, how deceived you are as a people, and you believe that your governments and them is for you, while the government's digging out your eye, and you don't see that, right? That is the reason why there's so much of distractions going on right now in Trinidad. Not only in Trinidad, you know, there are distractions going on right throughout the Caribbean islands. Right throughout the Caribbean islands, there's a distraction. Did you all know there was a fire in Panama City just a while ago? Just a few days ago, it was a fire in Panama City. A few days ago, there was a fire in Dominican Republic. And a few days ago, there was a crash, the airline crash. You all not seen the agenda, right? You all not seeing the agenda. It's like I alone awake and I alone seeing everything as it is for as it is. Because everybody is turning a blind eye to the deceptions of what's going on, and they rather not waking up. They're not waking up at all. I need some water to recuperate myself.
Who that find you every must be white. So what about the black that did the most in life? You want the white to bring me say, what in me and so you text the version of the Bible. Who you want it? Remember I know the evil won't go unpunished. Fear you iniquity, you have no wisdom or wit. All evilous people shall think in the heart. I have no white God. Don't teach me anything wrong. Who the white God?
Wake up, people, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. All who love evil will not go unpunished. You hear that?
Save me from white man oppression. I have no white God. It's just a black messiah. If a white God that bless, so him not bless his love. I'm no white God. Don't tell me anything wrong. Who the white God save me from white man oppression? I am no white God. It's just a black messiah. If a white God that bless, so him not bless. Cause when I try this like Moses with the rod. With
the question to you. Why it is the people that you trust, like Trinidad and Tobago Weather Center, UB Seismic, your government, alright, and different agency, why they keep digging out your eye right shoe? Tell me.
One strong body, the almighty fire God is the only Satan party. Dances love, we guide me through the darkness where we then dance. There was a many doubts, but the boys are made to shout. Behold, that I would have complete the road. I have no white God.
Because you know why? The people of the Caribbean is powerless. They don't see it, right? Tribe of Benjamin, you don't see it. You don't even know you are a tribe. It's sad. It's sad that some of you walking around blinded by the system of Babylon and don't even know that you are a tribe. You don't know that you belong to a specific tribe because education blind you.
Anything wrong? Who the one that saved me from white man oppression? I have no white God. It's just some long messiah. If I got the bless, so him not bless his life. I'm no white God. Don't tell me anything wrong. Who the white that saved me from white man oppression? I have no.
Let them leave now. Let them leave.
White God. It's just some long messiah.
They hate the truth. And let me tell you something. What I teach you all here, you will never, ever, ever, ever hear about it in the churches. You will never hear about it on TV. You will never hear it on cable TV. You will never hear it on CNN. You will never hear it on CNC3. You will never hear it on no TV station. What I'm telling you all here, you will never even hear it in History Channel, right? Because you know why? It's a big cover-up of what's going on, and you all defending the lies. Smart.
Why God don't bless, look him not bless. That's why we want what's right, full mind. So we don't stay mute.
Try and stay in mute, just like my sister was saying there. Just like we saying there. That's what I mean. I ain't staying mute at all. That's what I'm saying. I ain't staying mute. So this song will remind you. This will remind you. That's what I mean. This will remind you. This will go on with people today. So listen to this song.
Let you be praised.
Oh, I pray for my blessing to rise.
I pray for my blessings to rise.
The belly full, but they're starving. That your government, you know. The belly full, but yet still they're saying they need money.
Belly full, but they're starving. Have a lot and still won't pay. Shall we go to we're empty?
You see what I'm talking about? The belly full. Your government belly full. But yet still they're saying they need money when they're stealing from the treasury. Alright? And they're digging out people's eye. And people are seeing that. You know what I mean? Just look about going on right about now from Venezuela. That people from Venezuela coming in. Alright, all the time, way before this crisis began in Venezuela, it had people coming in from Cedros and different parts of Trinidad, and they was never ever saying how they wanna they was never ever saying, guys, that they wanted to lock down certain borders in Trinidad or those kind of thing, right? That was going on a long time ago. A lot of Venezuelans came into Trinidad, into different parts of the Caribbean islands, right? And they never ever say that they wanted to lock down certain borders in Trinidad or the Caribbean islands. All of a sudden now they want to do it. Why you think? It's an agenda. It's an agenda. Now you might say, wow, that's the reason why. Let me go a little deeper here. Let me go a little deeper here. And that is the reason why. Think about it, folks. That is the reason why Venezuela in a mess right now. In order for them to get people from Venezuela to come into Trinidad to create the civil war. There is a civil war going to begin. And let me tell you who's going to start the civil war. The government. The government is the one that's going to start the civil war. Already get the cue from Donald Trump and the other Illuminati members. Alright? They already get a cue from the head. Right? That when a certain event happens in Trinidad, what to execute, what to do. That's the reason why Donald Trump, well, you know, Donald Trump is fake. So that's the reason why Donald Trump now calls certain Caribbean island ministers to a meeting. What do you think the meeting for is to take out, you think the meeting is to take out, what's his name again, Venezuela president, I can't remember his name right now, Maduro, you think that the meeting that they're going to is to deal or to kill Maduro? No. This is a major There's a mega plot against the tribe of Benjamin. A mega plot. And the sad thing is people not listening at all.
Your mercy, very full but they're starving. Have a lot and still wanting. Jah, without you we're empty. Fill us up with your mercy. Man shall not live by bread alone. And I know, but by the words that proceeded from Jah.
I did my part, yes.
Man shall not live by bread alone.
Whatever happened to the tribe of Benjamin happened to them, yes. I done with that. Once one certain thing happened, the tribe of Benjamin dies it for them. Gone through.
I know, but by the words that proceeded from Jah. Really full but they're starving. Have a lot that's in wanting. Jah, without you we're empty. Fill us up with your mercy. Never leave us alone.
Isn't it not strange that all of a sudden they want to lock down certain borders and all kind of thing, and then it took the and first the government so freaking bold face. First they so bold face. Alright, first they so bold face. They never tell you the 21st of February 2019. They never tell you that two airline was coming in, two warplanes was coming in, one from Russia and one from the US. Do you all know that the US and Russia have all jurisdiction to Trinidad waters? Yes. They don't need Rowley, or they don't need Minister of National Security to tell them to come into Trinidad waters. No. Do you know that the US have all rights to come into Trinidad waters whenever they want, whenever they please? Yeah. They don't need rights from any government ministers or from any border control or from the Coast Guard. No. They could come here anytime they want. Anytime they want, they could come here. They don't need the government to tell them when to come here. That is what the government wants you to believe, right? The government wants you to believe that they have control over the elements, right? The elements of surprises, so to speak. Right? The elements of surprises is the enemies on them. Their own slave, their own masters, so to speak. Like their masters, right? Like their masters. They obeying the enemies. The enemies, the shadow government, the elites, those are their masters. That is their masters. Right? They are not my master. Right? They are not my masters, and they are not our masters per se. Right? But once you serve in the agenda of the enemy, you belong to them. You belong to them. You are like their master. Sorry, they are like your master, so to speak, because you're defending their lies. So once you're defending or serving the agenda of your enemies, right, you belong to the kingdom of darkness. So, as I was saying already, right, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, the government of the Caribbean islands already get all clear, right? So pretend as though they're going to war with Maduro. That's the reason why they shut down Venezuela. Right now, Venezuela in a mess. Venezuela, let's raise this mic some more. Venezuela in a real mess right about now. Right now, Venezuela in a real mess. Right? And Maduro have electricity where he is, right? Obviously, where Maduro is. Maduro already put things in place so that when he know the elites going to shut power off, that he already have electricity, he have food supply, and some of your family members, he probably send them to Canada or send them somewhere else, right? He won't keep them in Venezuela to suffer, right? But he now has to remain in Venezuela as though it look like they're going on ready to take on the US, or they're going on really fight a war against the US. But the truth is, Maduro already joined with the Illuminati. He joined with the Illuminati, sold out the assets of Venezuela already. And for those who don't know, that Maduro is the brother of Hugo Chavez. Hugo Chavez is the brother of Maduro, right? Maduro is the brother of Hugo Chavez. Let me tell you something. Even this other dictator, his name is I can't remember his name right now. I just try to remember. Cuban ex-president there. I can't remember his name right now. Fidel Castro. Now, this is what I'm going to crack here for you all. Fidel Castro is the uncle of Hugo Chavez and Maduro Chavez, right? Let me just say it again. Fidel Castro is the uncle, right? Fidel Castro is the uncle of Chavez and Maduro. Now, let me just go down a little deeper now. Now, if that is the uncle, I think, well, father, uncle, I think that cousin, right? So, Canada Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, right, which is really a Chavez too as well, which is actually a Castro or a Chavez, whatever you want to call it, right? Canada Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is the son of Fidel Castro. So that means that Fidel Castro, alright, is the uncle of Maduro and Hugo Chavez. And Justin Trudeau is the cousins. Am I saying it right? Yes. Hugo Chavez is the. Alright, let me just recap what I'm saying here. Right? So now you're getting the truth there, right? Now you get the truth that Fidel Castro is the uncle of Maduro and Hugo Chavez, right? If you do a research, you may find it or you may not find it, but they are brothers, right? Hugo Chavez and Maduro are brothers, like blood brothers, and the uncle is Fidel Castro, right? And the cousin is Justin Trudeau, right? Guys, this is why you guys need to understand that the government around the earth is a family, right? If your prime minister had to be in governance, he had to be a part of their family. He had to be a part of the brotherhood. He had to be a part of the Illuminati. He had to be a part of the evil ones. Alright? That's all I will say before they shut me down. Alright? They will shut me down if I speak other things. So I've given you all in depth certain things where you could put two and two together and understand. I can't go a little deeper than that. They will shut me down, guys. Alright?
Can't you see the way it's dark, and we can make it on our own? I'm kind of happy with the morning. They're looking on but not seeing. You are excited like it. Fill us up with your mercy. Belly full but they're starving. Have a lot and still wanting. Jah, without you we're empty. Fill us up with your mercy, please. Yeah. Listen, man shall not live by bread alone, I know, but by the words that proceeded from Jah. Man shall not live by bread alone, no, but by the words that proceeded from Jah. When you feel about that starving, I wanna share something with you, Oh God, share something with you. Music is the rod and we are Moses, yeah. Leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, yeah. Preaching and comforting at the Father's command. We have the power to turn things around. It's for us to stand up when we fall to the ground. I say this with a smile, pause for a while. Listen, my son, the prophet has come. Music is the rod and we are Moses, leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, yes. Preaching and comforting at the Father's command. No use in trying to compromise the truth. Our eyes are open, we're taking our youth to the land of our Father, Mama Africa, prepare yourselves, tell it to your neighbor. Music is the rod and we are Moses, leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, preaching and comforting at the Father's command. Striking the rock, making true love flow. Oh, that flowing love is what we need to go. With this, things can only be better. Setting the foundation for the future. Music is rod, and we are Moses, leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, preaching and comforting at the Father's command. Music is the rod and we are Moses, leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, preaching and comforting at the Father's command. I wanna share something with you, oh God, share something with you. Music is the rod and we are Moses, leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, preaching and comforting at the Father's command. We have the power to turn things around. It's for us to stand up when we fall to the ground. I say this with a smile, pause for a while. Listen, my son, the prophets have come. Music is the rod and we are Moses, leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, preaching and comforting at the Father's command. No use in trying to compromise the truth. Our eyes are open, we're taking our youth to the land of our Father. Mama Africa, prepare yourselves, tell it to your neighbor. Music is the rod and we are Moses, leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, preaching and comforting at the Father's command. Striking the rock, making true love flow. Oh, that flowing love is what we need to go. With this, things can only be better. Setting the foundation for the future. Music is rod, and we are Moses, leading God's children to the promised land. Music is the voice of his brother Aaron, preaching and comforting at the Father's command. Music is the rod, and we are Moses.
Rastafari, Lord boy, na 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 na, Rastafari, na 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 na. Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you. Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you. I face a lot of trials and tribulation, but you all of that I must still stand strong. Giving thanks and praise to the Almighty One, and looking forward to reach Mount Zion. And I must say,
So was it in the beginning, and so shall it be in the end. In the beginning, God created everything, and everything was created in Africa. Repartyway black man, repartywation. Africa, we coming home, we coming home.
Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Never refuse the black one.
I face a lot of trials and tribulation, but through all of that I might still stand strong.
Stand up strong,
Giving
stand up
thanks and praise to the Almighty One, and looking forward to reach Mount Zion. And I man say, Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Mama Africa will crying.
Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
I tell every black man, our God is a flank flowing high. Inna me get down, inna me heart, like the thunder going to Britain. Carry in the cross, flank flow high. Inna me get down, inna me heart. Africa the whole of me, it is not half.
That's why I say Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Let the head back home.
Teach the youths them right, but not teach them right. Jackal up on the youths, cause the youths are strong. Look to Africa, that I feel your mama land. And down to Africa, where you find Mount Zion. And I must say Zion, I'm coming home to you. Say Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Africa the motherland, no. Africa no refuse, no black man, no. Every black man deal with repatriation, but no listen, no what to tell. Life is on the Hunger Express, man created condition. You know say Africa that where I come from, is here I come from and is there I belong. So I'm calling all black man, redemption. Someone better sing it, everyone. It in a me head, it in a me heart. It can't stop that. It take up in me brain and the pressure in me heart. Me tell me history teacher, say she keep a car. Cause Africa is not like the brand and the star.
And I will say Zion, I'm coming home to you. The bingy man name says Zion, I'm coming home to you. They said I don't have no rights in the Babylon because I don't know how the West was won. Neither I can change their plan. The West is controlled by the Ku Klux Klan. Rastaman Zion, I'm coming home to you. Rasta say Zion, I'm coming home to you. One more time, Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
I'm going on good. God is a flank flowing high. Inna me get down, inna me heart, like the thunder going tribulations, carrying the cross. Flank flowing high. Inna me get down, inna me heart. Africa the whole of me is just not half. I say so many rivers have crossed. I know me cause me can't get out me fast. So was it in the beginning, and so shall it be now. In the beginning God created everything, and everything was created in Africa. Repatriate black man, repatriation. Africa, we coming home, we coming home.
Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Never refuse the black one.
Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Every black we back to the motherland.
I face a lot of trials and tribulation, but through all of that I might still stand strong.
Stand up strong, stand
Giving
up strong.
thanks and praise to the Almighty One, and looking forward to reach Mount Zion. And I man say Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Mama Africa will cry.
Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
I tell every black man, God is a flank flowing high. Inna me get down, inna me heart, like the thunder going to Britain. Carry in the cross, flank flow high. Inna me get down, inna me heart. Africa the whole of me, it is not half.
That's why I say Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Let the head back home.
Teach the youths them right, but not teach them right. Jackal up on the youths, cause the youths are strong. Look to Africa, that I feel your mama land. And down to Africa, where you find Mount Zion. And I must say Zion, I'm coming home to you. Say Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Africa the motherland, no. Africa no refuse, no black man, no. Every black man deal with repatriation, but no listen, no what to tell. Life is on the Hunger Express, man created condition. You know say Africa where I come from, is here I come from and is there I belong. So I'm calling all black man, redemption. Someone better sing it, everyone. It in a me head, it in a me heart. It can't stop that. It take up in me brain and the pressure in me heart. Me tell me history teacher, say she keep a car. Cause Africa is not like the brand and the star.
And I will say Zion, I'm coming home to you. The bingy man name says Zion, I'm coming home to you. They said I don't have no rights in the Babylon because Be still, all the enemies of Jah. Know that the Lord God, the Almighty, shall rule the earth.
When the Nazar fight in a film direction, it might be chanting, 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 chanting. You know we live for Babylon and Rastaman, we have to strong. Chanting, chanting, chanting. Cause every day we pay the price and someone have to sacrifice. Chanting, chanting, chanting. Babylon, you know you're wrong, you should not touch the Rastaman. Chanting, chanting, chanting. I believe I'm Babylon and Rasta knows it not nice.
Chant we a go chant no matter what the people say. Chant we a go chant the Rastafarian way. Chant we a go chant no matter what the people say. Chant we a go chant King Selassie's name. Chant we a go chant no matter what the people say. Chant we a go chant the Rastafarian way. Chant we a go chant no matter what the people say. Chant we a go chant King Selassie's name. For it takes us back to the days of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. Straight down to the days of the crowning of the first king of Israel, David BC. It also reminds us of the faith to have given Brother Job and Satan Jesse. It gives us strength and power that we chant of Selassie I, Rastafari. Chant we a go chant no matter what the people say. Chant we a go chant the Rastafarian way. Chant we a go chant no matter what the people say. Chant we a go chant Selassie I. Rastafari. Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you. Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you. I face a lot of trials and tribulation, but to all of that I must still stand strong. Giving thanks and praise to the Almighty One, and looking forward to reach Mount Zion. And I must say, Zion, I'm coming home to you. Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
How wonderful it is.
Peace, while I'm darling, peace.
Sing along.
Oh, so
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
get the jam and make me run down road.
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Shake it and barina make it go all frown.
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Me with them I go to fi move up Molly crown.
Get that jam, make me hear it rebound.
The music where we love, another coffee we hold. When the music hits, spread out your feel no pain, no pain at all. But all you do is verbalize your body and your heart, your mind and it memorize the brain. But everything, when the man a chant, determine a chant, for the youth them down the lane. But they devil. Put down the gun and I'll stop lick out to you. Them burn pan the lane in vain. So the devil, well this is not a shame. It is not the same. Cause to you them change. For the devil, them not read again and not set not back in a reggae rule the youth. Them
I say give the youth a blind. Listen to their cry. Rose up for them and them baggers and fire. Are we in the dark? I treat them alive. Some way I feel get past of them. Give the youth a blind. Listen to their cry. Rose up for them and them baggers and fire. Are we in the dark? I treat them alive. Some way I feel get past. The cabra said youth and youth step up in the life we have to try. Heard me say the motherless youths are crying. Full time we run when we start to kitchen and tie. Come from the ghetto you cannot get a ball. Them set all the freaky people need not apply. System designed to suit only certain time. Tired facing the poor youths get denied. The big question is why. The cabra said give the youths a blood. Listen to their cry. Goes up for them and them batters and fight. Are we in the dark? With them alive. So we have to get.
Watch out, Jagger ask them. How long will you believe when I go use to get on? You them and lead them astray. Hey, 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 them and I know man tomorrow. All the doctors and the nurse, them and the youth, them and two days out, Jagger say. How long will you think when I go use to get on? You to know the criminal act. You know so that must stop. Come when you don't take advantage of the youth, them want to know the turn on no back. Guess what? One more shipment of guns just arrived. One more get a you, one get a strike. One more vampire coming at the night in the farm of a politician dressed in a white. With one more promise and one more lie. One more innocent get a you die. One more youth in a court they get tried. And one more they hang and one more mother cry. So you know say that the youths have nothing. Born in a poverty, fighting the struggle and out of life them a try make something. And you make big promise and promise.
They don't have it all. Oh no, no have it at all. Touches in a brimstone and no one don't think I don't have it all. Oh no, no have it at all. When fight against the righteous and fall, and it shall be divided by itself, shall never fall. And up by Saint Peter and up by Saint Paul. He's 20 black buckle sitting on the wall. And that color kind of one of the black buckle fall. What if decrease the race trying to rule us all? Black man stand up and the counting so your name shall be called. We don't respect God together, now praise smoke wall. Shall come with the whole of them with a lightning ball. Oh no think I don't have it all. Oh no, no have it at all. So no fight against the righteous and fall. Oh no think I don't have it all. Oh no, no have it at all. Shabba and brimstone.
Before them see God, them seek the devil. That's why them always so miserable. But the killer say it's God and not the devil. And then this world will be comfortable. And the praise Vatican 24/7. And don't know the man rebel the earth and the heaven. I ma make the sun shine 7 to 7. I see earthquake and storm where you dangerous city. Lightning and thunder clap make you frightened. Volcano and lava burn you out of nothing. Man all a fight is brother to gain title. War is start from Cain and Abel. Cain shoot a knife right in him brother's table. Now is it time to live as God disciple. Killer say it's God and not the devil. And then this world will be comfortable before some see God. Them seek the devil. That's why them all so miserable.
Jaja Ami Gadi Mami Kimi Mami everything. I Jaja in me going out him and so in me coming in. I Jaja 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 is my everything. Jaja 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 is the old beginning. We sing praise Jah, me say praise Jah and live. Praise him 'cause I in a be your biggest business. Praise Jah, me say praise Jah and live. Praise him 'cause I in a be your one-way bridge. Jaja me a praise, so what is the big deal? Him a be me God and me know so him real. Ever I feel I see I make guide and me shield. Him a guide and protect me when me hit the battlefield. Jaja is the one with all the strength and power. You don't know what the seconds mean. Africa is calling, calling our children home. Ethiopia we're going, no more in Babylon we roam. Stretch out your hands, my brethren, God is calling you. It's a long time we've been waiting to go to the promised land.
It's the land of Moses and David, Solomon and Abraham, Isaac. It's the land of the 12 tribe of Israel. Africa we were born to go.
Africa is calling, calling our children home. Ethiopia is calling, no more
in Babylon we go.
It's a long time we had us in slavery. They enslaved us day and night. Now is the time to do the right thing. Live right in Jaja's side.
Don't take it for no joke. It was one man to a vote to see what the people them love the most. And I hear that slap despite the dust roads and culture are on the road. Everyone cast their votes in the ballot box. Josie Wells, Brigadier and Culture Nas. And when they announce the final results, not miss run out of instance. Election runners slackness losing seats. Reality step up and those are put on the heat. Long time we are big and a plea. Now it is pain for the whole wide world to see. And just you know stop this from where they happy reality, the youth never DJ. You know come to from where they Rastafari, them a push me.
Now fire empty barrel, them only them guys. Them live by the gun, I know them lose them lives. Event is the one shouldn't participate. Yes, we said they make a mistake. Them going down the drain. Oh, Jaja, them going down the drain. Oh, down the drain. I tell you no, the from me guys they coming in me musically inclined. Music diligently, me supply my time. Me know them on the call and me not let go. I got to move along.
Continually, give me when we sing now. Go tell it on that mountain. Over the hills and everywhere. Said go shout it from that mountain. Set my people free. Say now, I'm talking to you. Way over yonder, yes, you dressed in red. You better set my people free.
And one of the elders said,
Rastaman be not, Bingy man be not, Congo man be not. Behold the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David has prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals.
One day I fly home when my work is done. Lord knows I never alone. God give me strength.
Thank you, Minister. Thank him for waking me this morning. Thank him for carrying me through the day. Thank him for all of his blessings. I will never go astray. To me, I stand on the Almighty King to give us life, and that's the greatest thing. I know Jah is real, and I can feel him. So with the love in me and the express for feeling.
You have been so good to us. We give you all the praise. We gotta say thank you, and God, we love you and adore you. We sit by your side. We gotta say thank you.
Sometimes we pray and think we pray and no answer. Have faith, stay strong because you can suffer. Just remember everyone a burden to bear, but Almighty not give you.
Oh yes, I'm not sure if I really live to see tomorrow. Even in this world of conflicts and sorrows, bodies like gold as gunmen strike gold, and the wicked in the world is taking off like an arrow. I wonder if I will see tomorrow. Even in this world of conflicts and sorrow, bodies like gold as gunmen strike gold, and wicked people work is taking off. I'm not afraid to die, but afraid to live until death. It's not hard for you to guess what will happen next. Heartaches and pain, work upon godliness. Some don't know where them a live, that's why them have to earn the flesh. But who wants it? Tell me, what they represent? I struggle with fear as I experience how them do them dirty work, to which I resent. And no one but them are gonna face the consequence. They build walls instead of bridges and ridicule. Then war with whom they live like a fool, but keep a trying to wrong road. Away I want to pull the consequences of the iniquity never yet full. I wonder if I will see tomorrow. Living in this world of conflicts and sorrows, bodies like gold and government strike gold, and wicked people work is taking off like an arrow. I wonder if I will see tomorrow. Living in this world of conflicts and sorrows, bodies like gold and government strike gold, and wicked people work is taking off.
I say we can't be ungrateful to God. We could never be unfaithful to God. Can't be ungrateful to God. We should have never. I say we give the praises in the morning and give praises in the night. So I and I man give praises.